The fact that they're out of the playoff picture. Sean Davidson alongside Madison Fitzpatrick. And Madison, I'll start right there. What stands out to you as you dissect this matchup today?
Well, with Orlando, it's about finishing with pride in your season, finishing strong for your teammates and coaches and fans. The season's not over until the final whistle blows, and momentum can still be gained for next season. And as far as the Mojo is concerned, they can secure a 3 seed in the playoffs if they win 1 out of their 2 left in their season, or if Grand Rapids Rise loses to Omaha in just a few days.
And so that's what's at stake here in Orlando today. Pre-match festivities about to get underway at AdFi Arena. We've got some interviews for you. Madison Fitzpatrick will do the honors. I'll follow up, and they're coming your way right now.
You've played them 3 times, you've lost twice, you've won once, but every single time you've played them have gone to 5 sets. What are the takeaways from those sets, and what's it going to take to win today?
I think about that is just because we have been playing we played them at maximum sets, we know how what is going on with the team. I think our most is more the focus where to finish the set when we get those points from 20, and we always been having the advantage in every game we have played. So I don't know, today just play for fun, play with pride, and it's gonna be our last game playing against them. So just leave it all out. I feel we're gonna have to win tonight.
Absolutely, and you've been a professional for a very long time, so you understand at the end of the season how important it is to stay motivated. With only 2 matches left, what's the message to the team to kind of keep everyone in it?
Hey, just have pride, pride of yourself. It doesn't matter what happened during the whole season, but finish strong. We're playing at home. What a better place to finish your season at home. Obviously with a win, it will give you that gratitude of saying okay, we're closing the season with a win. So,
well, good luck today. Thank you so much, Sean. I'll send it to you with the newest Valkyrie.
Thank you, Madison. I'm standing here with the newest Valkyrie, Courtney Schwann. And Courtney, I just mentioned it, you're relatively new here in Orlando, but coming into this, I'm sure you saw some Pro Volleyball Federation play. What stood out to you, and how excited are you to now be a part of it yourself?
I'd say the first thing that stuck out to me was how professional we are, even with the inaugural season going on, which I thought is fantastic. I can't speak enough, and many people have already spoken enough about this, but I mean, having pro volleyball in America is absolutely amazing.
And you had a tremendous career collegiately at the University of Washington. Now you're here in the Pro Volleyball Federation. For folks that maybe don't know you, where have you been? What have you done leading into this?
Yeah, so I played college at the University of Washington, and then after that I headed off to Italy for my first season. Then I was in France for 2 years, and then I was in Greece, and then after Greece I headed back to Italy, and I've been in Italy for the past 2 seasons. So a total of 6 years in Europe.
And a pretty filled passport too, right?
Yes, which I'm super happy about.
And I'm sure you're happy to be back here in the States and a part of the Pro Volleyball Federation. Your first match of action, you recorded 8 kills. How do you assess what you were able to do in your first match here in the Pro Volleyball Federation?
Well, actually, if I'm being completely honest, to be back, I was so shaky the first set that I got in. I was so excited, and just you can ask some of the girls during the national anthem, I started getting teary-eyed because they don't play the national anthem in Europe. That's not something that we're used to. So they started playing the national anthem before the game, and I was just woo! It's real, it's happening, and it's now.
And that was on the road. Now you get to get your first taste of being here in Central Florida. You got 2 matches this weekend. What are you looking to do here tonight?
I'm looking to have some fun with these girls. I haven't been here super long, but they've been super welcoming, and it's been super fun to meet all of them and get to know their personalities. And there's a lot of characters on this team, so it's been fun.
Well, Courtney, thank you so much for the time. I know there's a lot of Orlando fans who look forward to getting to know you as well.
Thank you so much.
สำหรับคนที่ถามเรื่องเบอร์ทองเข้ามานะคะเบอร์ทองของเรารอบนี้มีแค่3ชุดเท่านั้นนะรอบนี้มีแค่3ชุดเท่านั้นค่ะเพราะว่ามันติดกีฬาดิฉันอาจจะไม่ได้ปล่อย5ชุดเหมือนเดิมเนาะเพราะเดี๋ยวจะดูแลกันไม่ทั่วถึงค่ะอย่าลืมกดติดตามไว้ด้วยนะอย่าลืมกดติดตามไว้ด้วยค่ะ
With the official Pro Collection apparel today, available exclusively at renathletics.com and provolleyballshop.com.
What an absolutely beautiful spring evening in the Midwest as we welcome you live to Grand Rapids. This is Pro Volleyball Federation. And on the left side, Jose with a set point swing.
Tom to Temi, and she
for San Diego.
พายุเข้านะคะตอนนี้2 วันติดเลยค่ะพายุกระหน่ำ
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale news and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Omaha, Nebraska. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
สำหรับรายการเนชั่นลีกนี้เริ่มตั้งแต่วันที่ 14 แล้วนะบัลแกเรียเจอกับเนเธอร์แลนด์นะคะ ส่วนคู่ของไทยนั้นจะเริ่มวันที่ 16 ค่ะ แต่วอลเลย์บอลเนี่ยเริ่มแข่งกันตั้งวันที่ 14 แล้วนะสำหรับรายการเนชั่นลีกนะคะสำหรับใครที่ยังไม่มี Facebook นะคะยังไม่มีช่อง Facebook เป็นของตัวเองนะคะอาจจะดูได้ไม่เต็มที่นะเพราะฉะนั้นใครที่ต้องการที่จะสมัครช่อง Facebook นะคะตอนนี้คือสมัคร Facebook ค่อนข้างที่จะยากไม่เหมือนเมื่อก่อนเลยสมัครง่ายทุกวันนี้สมัครยากต้องสมัครเมลสมัครอะไรทั้งหลายเลยถ้าจะจ้างให้เด็กทำให้ก็บอกให้นะ150 บาทนะครับเขาคิดราคาสมัครเป็นของท่านเองเลยค่ะตอนแรกว่าจะทำให้ฟรีแหละโอ้พอเขาไปทำแล้วยากมากต้องสมัครเมลใหม่ทุกคนเลย
Absolutely. They're on a 7-game losing streak. And to finish out the season strong for, kind of like I said in the open, for pride, for your teammates, for your fans, for everyone here today, being motivated to just play the game that you love and finish with a win, maybe 2 wins, is motivation enough.
On the other side of the net for San Diego, their team name is the Mojo, and Madison.
ตอนนี้เริ่มแล้วค่ะ
They started the year off on a losing skid. One of the latest teams to get to action. One of the teams with the quickest turnaround from launch to actually being on the floor. But my goodness, they've hit their stride here of late.
Absolutely. You know, there's a saying, it doesn't matter how you start, it's about how you finish. I think the Mojo are a perfect representation of that. They got their starting lineup down pat. They found their rhythm. They found their setter. Nutsara Tomcom has been unbelievable. She was the first Mojo to be the PVF Player of the Week for the San Diego Mojo. And they really, really have got it going here late. And it shows. They're fighting for a 3rd seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, Willow Johnson also more recently named a Pro Volleyball Federation Player of the Week. Ready to go 5 sets. Each of the first 3 matches has gone 5 sets between these two.
Exactly. So you can expect an all-out dogfight. Each one has gone to 5 sets. It's been tightly contested each time. Back and forth. Both teams pretty evenly matched. There's just been 1 or 2 things here and there. Both teams obviously have a lot of superstars, and they come to play really elite against each other.
Well, both team starters have headed to the floor. No time like the present to introduce you to them. We'll start with the home-standing Valkyries. Wilma Rivera will get the start, as will the newcomer Courtney Schwann. Michaela White will start. Ajani Teeler will be the starting opposite for Orlando. Jill Gillen will get a start, as well as Kaz Brown. Georgia Murphy will be the
เริ่มแข่งขันแล้วค่ะจะเริ่มแข่งขันแล้ว
The visiting Mojo also have the starting
3 นัดล่าสุดนุชรานะคะ4 นัดล่าสุดเนี่ยชนะมา3 นัดตอนนี้ให้ไปอยู่ที่อันดับ 3 ของตารางแล้วนะคะคือตอนนี้ติด 4 แน่นอนค่ะสำหรับทีมนุชราหลังจากที่เมื่อวานก็ชนะมาได้ด้วยติดอยู่ใน 4 อันดับล่าสุดแน่นอนค่ะการันตีเลยนะคะเพราะว่าคะแนนเฉลี่ยอยู่ที่ 0.5 ค่ะตอนนี้
The service line, you're a little amped up. There's a few nerves. I'll be interested to see how she smooths out that serve that's been really effective for her throughout the season.
Send Temi Thomas Ilara back to serve. Courtney Schwann with the roll shot from the right pin. And Madison, I think it's interesting. Amy Polly told us this is a player that as soon as we had her, I knew what I was missing.
Exactly. She's one of those players where even if she does make an error, she can bounce back really quickly. She's got really solid communication, really good leadership
ตอน
qualities.
นี้
and
ทีม
she's
นุ
got
ส
good
รา
run
นะคะ แข่ง
defense.
ไปทั้งหมด
What a great dig.
22 นัดค่ะ
Great dig, but Orlando crossed the center line playing that ball up. Point
22 นัดนะคะ ชนะ 11 นัดค่ะ แพ้ 11 ค่ะ ได้มา 41 เซต เสียไป 48 เซตนะคะ อยู่อันดับ 3 ส่วนอันดับ 4 ตอนนี้เป็นของแกรนค่ะ แข่งไป 23 นัด ชนะ 11 เท่ากันค่ะ แพ้ 12 นัดค่ะ คะแนนเฉลี่ยที่ 0.478 นะคะ อันดับ 4 ของตาราง ส่วนอันดับที่ 3 นั้นอยู่ที่ 0.5 ค่ะ
this season. Free ball opportunity for the Valkyries. Schwann will play it up. Out to the pin. Jill Gillen cross court. There's a kill for Jill Gill.
Jill Gillen has a lot of angles. She's got a lot of shots. She mixes up her offense well to keep the block guessing. She's a frequent double-digit kill attacker, and you see her there in a one-on-one situation, identifying the hands of the opposing blocker and swinging cross.
ได้ยินไหมคะ ได้ยินเสียงไหม ตอนนี้กำลังจะเริ่มแข่งขันแล้วค่ะ
Michaela White started the season up for Orlando with an ace serve right here, and she got an ace to take a 4-2 lead over San Diego in this first set. Another strong serve by MK.
เริ่มสนามไปแล้วค่ะ ตอนนี้นะคะยังตามอยู่ โอ้ มาแล้วค่ะ ด้านหน้าเมื่อกี้
Cleaning up the overpass and snapping it to the floor.
Exactly, that's what you're there to do. Manning the net, tracking the ball, and punishing any kind of overpass that comes your way.
4-3 Orlando. Willow Johnson back to serve. Out to the pin. There's Jill Gillen. And San Diego got it up initially, but couldn't.
อันนี้เจอกับทีมบาคิรี่ค่ะ บาคิรี่นี่บิ๊กก็มีตัวบอลเร็วตัวสำคัญนี่แหละค่ะ คนเมื่อกี้เนี่ยบาวแคสนะคะ ตอนนี้ตามอยู่ค่ะ 3-5 ได้มาเป็น 4-5 ค่ะ ทีมนุสราอยู่ในชุดสีเหลืองนะคะ
Going back to serve off the side out by the Mojo. 5-4 the Orlando.
เห็นไหลหลังบาวแคสอีกแล้วค่ะ อ้าวยังได้จิ้มอยู่ เก็บไว้ได้เซตไปตีไม่ได้ต้องฟรีบอลมา นุสราออกมาเซฟไกลๆให้กับสโตนหรือเปล่าคะหรือว่าเดี๋ยวนะโทมัสหรือว่าสโตนต้องหัวเสาตีไม่ข้ามไปเองเนี่ยค่ะบาวแคสสูงมากนะคะสำหรับบาวแคส
team right there. She was just a little off the net, didn't have her full approach and momentum in front of her.
3.71 kills per set for Temi. Sixth best in the entire pro.
ถ้าชนะเราได้เข้าชิงไหม ได้ติด 4 ทีมอยู่แล้วค่ะ คือการันตีว่าติด 4 ทีมแน่นอนค่ะสำหรับทีมนุสรานะคะ เข้ารอบ 4 ทีมสุดท้ายค่ะ แล้วก็ไปตัดเชือกกันแล้วก็เข้าชิงค่ะท่านดูก่อนตอนนี้ที่เจอกับทีมอันดับ 6 ของตารางนะคะเดี๋ยวนะครับแป๊บนึงเดี๋ยวดิฉันดูก่อนบาคิรี่เอาอยู่อันดับสุดท้ายของตารางค่ะสำหรับทีมบาคิรี่ตีออกไปเองค่ะโทมัส
Volleyball is a game of momentum. Early in this set, it's been all Orlando with the momentum. Solid dig by the libero, and Thomas Lara going for those high hands, trying to swipe it off the fingertips, but wasn't able to reach any.
Another Gillen serve. Strong service rotation for Jill Gill, and Thomas Lara puts an end to it.
And Veronica Stone did a good job. San Diego Mojo's middle, pulling Kaz Brown with her. She went behind on the slide. Kaz Brown stuck with her.
โตลงไปเสิร์ฟค่ะตอนนี้สำหรับทีมโมโจเสิร์ฟไปค่ะยกหัวเสาฟาดลูกนี้โดนบล็อกกลับมายังได้เก็บอีกบวก2 เรื่องค่ะวาคิริตีโดนบล็อกเป็นบล็อกเอาค่ะยังได้เป็น1 คะแนนค่ะนำไประยะห่างตอนนี้ 3-4 แต้มเลยค่ะ
ball coming over her shoulder, kind of like a trap set. And she swiped it off the hands with a lot of power for the tool.
Strong first set so far for
ดีคุณพี่บิ๊กด้วยนะคะ
Nice up there by Jill Gillen. Now here she goes in transition, denied by the block.
ได้จิ้มลูกนี้ค่ะดูสิกรรมการโอ้เซตมาไม่ข้ามไปเองค่ะถ้าจะเป็นบราวน์แคทนะคะลูกเมื่อกี้เนี้ยคือจังหวะที่จะตีมันไม่ได้ไง
Let's check out this dig. Oh, a nice little pancake, nice quick twitch dig. She's such
กะ
a
ดัน
solid
บอลให้
6'6"
ข้ามนะคะ
player.
นุสราลงไปเสิร์ฟค่ะ
In that position.
เจอย้อยๆมายกไปโอ้โหบีหลังหนักๆลูกนี้ตามไปเกี่ยวติดไหมงัดกลับขึ้นมายังได้ฟรีบอลอยู่ค่ะมาเคียวจะได้บุกลูกนี้โอ้โหบีหลังอีกครั้งหนึ่งค่ะกรรมการบอกว่าเป็นลูกทัชนะคะระยะห่างอยู่ที่4แต้มค่ะตอนนี้
She's coming off leading the team in points as well with 11 kills and 8 blocks, so she's on a bit of a roll here.
เสิร์ฟออกค่ะ7-10คะแนนบีบเข้ามาค่ะ
Who comes into this match today tied for second in aces in the Pro Volleyball Federation with 21. Here's Valeria Papa.
สำหรับรายการนี้ดิฉันยังไม่บรรยายได้ไม่เต็มที่นะเพราะว่าเดี๋ยวเนชั่นลีกจะมาวันที่14เริ่มต้นวันที่14เพราะว่าไม่ใช่เฉพาะมีคู่ไทยอย่างเดียวมีหลายสนามนะคะที่เจอกันและช่วงเวลาเนี่ยคืออาจจะดึกสักนิดนึงสำหรับบ้านเราเนาะตี 2 ตี 3คือขึ้นอยู่ตามเวลาของเจ้าภาพค่ะ
It's super quick, very tempo, and you see there she found the space and the gap between those two blockers.
Look at this start for Ajani Teeler. Dropped the hammer, 2 kills in a row. This time she goes off speed with that tip.
And what I like about Teeler's game so far is it's been a little bit of power and it's been a little bit of placement. She's done a really good job at mixing up her offensive weapons.
11-8 Orlando. Big swing out of the middle by Bastianelli. Dug over by the Valkyries. Second effort, Schwann gets to it. Gillen.
นุสราอันเดอร์นะคะลูกนี้ตีย้อนกลับขึ้นมานุสราจะได้กระโดดเซตค่ะแตะยอดลูกนี้สวยงามค่ะหัวเสานะคะของเป็นวินเนอร์ของแวนเดอร์นะคะ
Really good placement, just right over the hands of the block.
Vander Weide, the third leading scorer for San Diego, behind Thomas Aylara and Ronica Stone. Ajani Teeler dropping the hammer once again. There's Vander Weide. Back row Schwann.
ยกจิ้มไว้ลูกนี้เสด็จรับไว้แล้วก็ได้ตีโอ้โหสวยงามค่ะตีแก้นะคะแต่ดีค่ะตอนนี้เริ่มบีบเข้ามาแล้วค่ะคะแนนตอนนี้ห่างกันเพียงแค่แต้มเดียวเท่านั้นค่ะ10-11คะแนนนะคะ
She's an incredible scorer and she can really place the ball nicely.
She has made an instant impact for San
Diego. จิ้มไม่ข้ามบล็อกค่ะโดนบล็อกของแวนเดอร์ค่ะตอนนี้ด้านหน้าก็จะมีแวนเดอร์นะคะแวนเดอร์กับทางด้านของสโตนค่ะ
So a tight first set in a tight series between San Diego and Orlando. 11-all. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them.
Omaha, Nebraska, where champions rise and dreams come alive.
พรุ่งนี้มีงานบวชน้องชายนะคะพรุ่งนี้มีงานบวชน้องชายค่ะวันที่11ค่ะจังหวัด101นะตอนนี้ก็ลงงานกันแล้วค่ะต้องขออภัยลูกเพจทุกท่านด้วยช่วงนี้งานเยอะค่ะงานเยอะไม่แทบจะไม่ได้ขึ้นคลิปขึ้นอะไรเลยสำหรับกีฬาเนชั่นลีกนะคะใครที่ต้องการที่จะดูรายการเนชั่นลีกนะบอกนิดนึงใครมี Facebook แล้วนะคะก็สามารถรอดูได้ค่ะส่วนใครที่ยังไม่มี Facebook ขอให้สมัคร Facebook เอาไว้นะไม่งั้นมันจะเข้าดูไม่ได้นะเพราะสัญญาณลิขสิทธิ์เขาโดนบล็อกแน่นอนถ้าเกิดใครที่จะดูทาง YouTube เนี่ยดูเต็มไม่ได้นะคะ ดูเต็มไม่ได้ขึ้นภาพปุ๊บเนี่ยโดนบล็อกทันทีเพราะเขาบล็อกสัญญาณเลยค่ะใครต้องการสมัคร Facebook เป็นของตัวเองนะคะแต่ทำไม่เป็นก็เดี๋ยวให้เด็กเขาทำให้ได้ค่ะที่ร้านเขารับทำอยู่รู้สึกจะ150 บาทนี่แหละบอกมาได้ค่ะดิฉันจ้างเขาทำให้ได้เพราะดิฉันคงทำไม่ทันถึงเวลามาเนี่ยไม่ทันจริงๆเพราะสมัครแต่ละคนนี่ก็เกือบหลายนาทีอยู่นะแต่ยอดมาลูกนี้ยกหัวเสาค่ะได้ตีโดนบล็อกอีกครั้งหนึ่งนุสราจะได้กระโดดเซตยกไปหัวเสาฟาลูกนี้โอ้เกี่ยวไม่ทันแล้วค่ะตอนนี้คะแนนมาเท่ากันนะคะ11-11คะแนนค่ะและลงไปเสิร์ฟโดยบาสเตนลีอาลีค่ะพลิกขึ้นนำไปแล้วค่ะสำหรับทีมซานดิเอโกโมโจของนุสราค่ะบาสเตนลีอาลีเสิร์ฟค่ะลูกนี้ตีไปยังรองไม่ได้นุสราอันเดอร์ยกไปหัวเสาขึ้นฟาดลูกนี้ไม่เหลือค่ะจอห์นสันวิลโลดูก่อนได้ไหมที่เสียไปเองจะมีการชาเลนจ์กันหรือเปล่า
Somebody thinks they just won the point right there, and it's unclear. There you go. Orlando was challenging that.
กดติดตามช่องด้วยนะคะเอาน่าจะไปโดนตะข่ายด้วยนะคะลูกนี้มีการชาเลนจ์ค่ะคะแนนเสมอกันอยู่ที่12-12คะแนนค่ะ
Takes guts to pull the trigger on a mid-rally challenge. You've only got 7 seconds to do it before you lose the opportunity. So you better be sure of yourself when you decide to do so. Amy Pauley was, and Amy Pauley is successful.
พายุเข้าหนักมากค่ะตอนนี้จอห์นสันวิลโลลงไปเสิร์ฟค่ะ13-12คะแนนวิลโลเสิร์ฟลูกนี้จะล้นแหลมไม่ล้นแหลมยังยกกลับมาตียังแสลบบล็อกไม่ได้อันเดอร์ลูกนี้แล้วก็ได้ฟาดแต่ยังรองไม่ได้ค่ะแล้วก็วาคิรีจะได้บุกกลับขึ้นมาเราไว้นุสราวิ่งไปอันเดอร์ไกลเน็ตไปนิดนึงลูกนี้ยังเก็บไว้ได้แล้วก็ได้บุกฟาดไปด้านหลังกรรมการให้เป็นแต้มของโมโจค่ะได้แต้มนะคะรู้สึกว่าทางด้านของวาคิรีจะตีออกไปเองค่ะพี่ขึ้นนำ2 แต้มแล้วค่ะจอห์นสันบิลโลเสิร์ฟต่อค่ะเป็นคนถนัดซ้ายด้วยลูกนี้ยกไว้วาคิริยกหัวสาวตีแฉลบบล็อกตามเกี่ยวติดไหมติดกลับขึ้นมาแต่ต้องได้อันเดอร์ไว้แล้วก็ได้เคาะข้ามยังเก็บไม่ได้ลูกนี้เจอบอลเร็วแต่ยังเก็บไม่ได้อยู่งัดกลับขึ้นมาลูกนี้ต้องฟรีบอลค่ะวาคิริจะได้บุกอีกครั้งหนึ่งกดแต่ยังรองไม่ได้นุสราได้ยกไปหัวเสาลูกนี้ขึ้นไปตีชันแลบบล็อกได้กลับคืนมาค่ะตอนนี้เนี้ยไป15-12คะแนนค่ะอย่าลืมกดติดตามช่องไว้ด้วยนะคะอย่าลืมกดติดตามช่องไว้ด้วยค่ะ
Comes to blocks per set, San Diego third best in the Pro Volleyball Federation 2.62.
มิโลเซิร์ฟแล้วก็ได้ขึ้นบอลเร็วแต่ยังเก็บไม่ได้นุสราได้เซฟเน่งไหลหลังตีลูกนี้ตีไม่ดีกลับคืนมารับแล้วลูกกระชอกออกด้านหลังค่ะบราวน์เคสค่ะสูงด้วยนะ
leading the entire federation in blocks at 66. She has the ability to put the team on her back defensively and really take charge of the net.
So Kaz Brown, who has yet to record a kill, making an impact defensively.
รับลูกนี้กระเด็นออกไปฝั่งหนึ่งเลยค่ะ
Orlando
สำหรับทีม
played
บาเกอ
for
รี่นะคะเจอลูกตกของเวนเดอร์
Tom is so elite as a setter. She does a really good job at running a balanced offense.
เวนเดอร์ลงมาเสิร์ฟ
making it
ค่ะ
difficult for the Orlando Valkyries to get into any kind of defensive rhythm against them.
Jill Gillen cross
รับ
court.
การคุยมาแก้ยังไงลูกนี้เพราะยังจะ
Rolls it across.
หัวเสาได้มาเหมือนกันค่ะ
Gill, there's the kill.
14-16 คะแนนระยะห่างของ2แต้มเท่านั้นเองค่ะสำหรับตอนนี้การันตีแล้วทีมนุสรานะคะ2นัดสุดท้ายค่ะเพราะทั้งหมดทุกทีมจะแข่งกันทั้งหมด24นัดตอนนี้ทีมที่แข่งไปแล้วครบก็คือแข่งทีมแอนิต้าไว้นะคะอันดับ1อยู่ค่ะแข่งครบแล้วค่ะชนะ19นัดค่ะแพ้5นัดนะส่วนนุสราอยู่อันดับ3ของตารางแข่งไป22นัดนัดที่เป็นนัดที่23ค่ะซึ่งก็หลังจากจบวันนี้แล้วก็จะเหลืออีกแค่นัดเดียวเท่านั้นเองค่ะวันที่12นะคะแต่การันตีว่าเข้ารอบ4ทีมสุดท้ายไปแล้วค่ะสำหรับทีมนุสราเริ่มต้นฤดูกาลมาเนี่ยคืออยู่อันดับท้ายตารางมาตลอดนะคะแล้วก็ขยับขึ้นมาตอนนี้ขึ้นมาอยู่อันดับ3ค่ะเพราะว่าดูจากตารางอันดับแล้วอันดับที่5ตอนนี้จะไม่สามารถแซงได้จะไม่สามารถแซงทีมอันดับที่4และที่3ได้ค่ะก็สรุปก็คือจะมี4ทีมที่ได้เข้ารอบนะคะก็มีแอนิต้าไวท์ทีมทางด้านของซูเปอร์โนวาค่ะแล้วก็มีซาดิเอโกโมโจแล้วก็แกรนราปิสไรนั่นเองค่ะ
Pro Volleyball Federation in total blocks. She's top 5 in blocks per set. She's also one of the most efficient hitters in the federation, hitting .332 and checking in at number 4. This time, San Diego tooling the Orlando block for a kill of their own. Valeria Papa is on the board.
18-16 ค่ะนุสราลงมาเสิร์ฟค่ะนุสราตอนนี้ได้ลงเป็นตัวจริงวันนี้เราไม่ได้เห็นโทมัสลงมาโทมัสอยู่ข้างสนามนะคะใช้ผู้เล่นอีกคนหนึ่งค่ะแทนตีขอกลับคืนมาก็ได้1คะแนนเหมือนกันค่ะระยะห่างตอนนี้ก็ถือว่ายังไม่ปลอดภัยนะคะ
This whole time she's done a pretty good job on serve receive, getting that ball in system to her center, and there comes Jill Gillen rising up from the back row. Wilma Rivera has a lot of offensive options when Jill Gillen's back there.
5th kill in this set for Jill Gillen. Johnson cross court. Rivera's pass goes into the net, and then she covers. Johnson's second effort picked up by Murphy. Back set Teeler.
นุสรายกลูกนี้จอห์นสันวิโรตีเข้าบล็อกค่ะคะแนนตอนนี้17-18คะแนนตายแล้ว
MK White moves so dynamically along the net. Look at her there, getting there and then thrusting her arms into that seam, closing off any kind of gap.
Tied up at 18. Strong pass. Papa
มาเสาลูกนี้ได้กลับคืนมาอีก1คะแนนค่ะปาตินาลีค่ะพาโดนพายุน่ะเดี๋ยวฉันขอไปดูของแป๊บนึงนะไปดูของแป๊บนึงค่ะ
Papa right there taking advantage of the block that wasn't closed and driving it with her really fast arm swing through that seam.
Valeria Papa has not played a whole lot of volleyball of late. When San Diego made a trip here the last time, Madison, that was several weeks ago. And she's only played 4 matches and 4 total sets since.
Exactly, so it is a testament to how she's able to come out here and perform right out of the gates for her team.
Vander Weide coming off a strong showing against Columbus. This time, though, misfiring. And it's Orlando who leads by 1, entering the red zone here in this first set. Schwann serves it in. And picks up the kill. At least the attempted kill. MK White now out of the middle for Orlando. Johnson high reach. Back row Schwann. Venegas got a hand on it, but couldn't do much with it. Courtney Schwann packing plenty of heat from the back row.
And we've seen a lot through the Federation through this season is utilizing that back row attacker. Schwann rising into the air and then dropping her thumb, swinging down her body, really deceptive swing.
And with that, Orlando leads it by 2. Timeout San Diego. We'll take it with them and rejoin the action after these messages.
Baby, I'm a big deal, I got it like that. I did it again, who told you that I was finished? Fresh off the plane with a new mani-pedi. My hair stay laid and you know I get paid. $100 bills, I got racks on the way. I'm making them big moves, I won't stay quiet. 5'6", but I feel like a giant. I got the source, I am the supplier. I can make them boys sing like the inner choir. I'm on top and I'm taking it higher.
What an absolutely beautiful spring evening in the Midwest as we welcome you live to Grand Rapids. This is Pro Volleyball Federation. And on the left side, Chase with a set point swing.
Tom Kahn to Temi, and she wins it for San Diego.
Pass by Sponsel. And Cash Brown. Absolutely spectacular.
Pretty good crowd has filed in here. A late arriving crowd on the campus of UCF, but they have made their way into Edition Financial Arena. There's Val the Valkyrie with a nod to the camera. It's been a fun match so far. It's been a fun series between these two teams. San Diego with the 2 matches to 1 edge over Orlando this season. And Vander Weide turns on the afterburners cross court. Out of system ball for Gillen. Good coverage by Georgia Murphy. Teeler off speed. Here's Vander Weide once again. Off speed as well and rolling it just over the block.
I like that decision from Vander Weide. She went with that deep, powerful swing at the beginning of this play. Nice to the corner. It was dug up, so then she mixed up her shot. The defense on their heels a little bit, not expecting that nice tap over the block.
Kill number 6 for Lindsay Vander Weide in this first set. There's Teeler, and Teeler, I believe, has 6 of her own.
Great location of that swing. Look at it here, almost to the end line, deep in the corner. Great placement.
I'll correct myself. That's 5 for Ajani Teeler, but impressive production from the opposite pin for Orlando. Carly Scott will check in as a serve sub here late in set 1. Orlando leading it 22-20. Momentary delay, as it looks like there might be a dub sub here. MK White maybe looking to check off the floor. I'm not sure. Not sure what the delay was for, but off goes MK White. Carly Scott is in, and she serves it in. Vander Weide hammers it off the block. And how impressive has Vander Weide been here in this first set? Kill number 7 for Lindsay, who Madison is coming off her 2nd best showing this entire season against Columbus. She had 17 kills against the Fury, hit .310.
Wow, that's really solid hitting efficiency from a pin. She's just an all-around solid player. She's very tall, extremely powerful, has a really fast arm swing, and has a nice long approach with all of that momentum in front of her and uses it to drive through a lot of those blocks.
I teased that she had 17 kills and hit .310, and that was her 2nd best showing earlier this season, almost when the season began, when San Diego played Las Vegas in Viajas Arena. She had 21 kills and hit .360 in that match. Teeler going off speed and dug over, and it finds the floor. Madison, you just can't let that happen.
Absolutely not. That's what we call a bump kill. You really, that never needs to happen. I agree. And that's just a communication thing. There was a bunch of Valkyries around that ball. Everyone kind of looking at each other saying, go, go, go. It's just a communication thing. Someone has to step up and take it. That should be a gimme point.
And just like that, we're knotted up at 22. Gillen down the line. Cross court by Morgan Lewis. Gillen again. Venegas got a hand on it, not much else. And Orlando moves ahead by one once again. The Valkyries, Madison, have really controlled the majority of this set, and they're trying to break away when it matters most.
Absolutely, and Jill Gillen is one of the reasons that they've been controlling a little bit throughout this set. There was an out-of-system set. She waited on it, had nice patience on her approach, and then swung nice and high.
Serve sub for Orlando, Paula Sarame checking in. Passed well, swing down the line, Vander Weide missed it, and Orlando stands at set point.
Vander Weide was really going for that sideline, dropping her thumb, swinging down her body. Nice snap on the ball, but just barely missed the outside line, and I think we're going to have a timeout.
San Diego wants to discuss things. And Madison, in dissecting this first set for the Valkyries, Amy Pauley was very candid with us earlier in this little skid that Orlando has been on here of late and said, look, we just haven't been able to generate offense at the clip that we've needed to. We haven't been as efficient with it as we've needed to be, and it's in there. We've had it. We just haven't had it of late. In this first set, Orlando's hitting 280.
Exactly, that's a great response from the Valkyries, and I also like the way Roma Rivera is mixing up her offense. We've got 6 kills from Jill Gillen, 5 from Ajani Teeler, 3 from Courtney Schwann, 2 from Kaz Brown, so Wilma's been getting the middles involved. And then you're right, the Valkyries have got to step up their offense, which we've seen, but they've got one of the most elite defenses in the league. They're 3rd in the league in opponent hitting percentage at .217, and a big reason for that is libero Georgia Murphy, her floor defense. She's 2nd in the league in digs, and then Kaz Brown, like I said before, is just a blocking machine when she gets going. She leads the league in blocks.
I think you mentioned something interesting about Georgia Murphy. In terms of digs per set, 3.70 digs per set. That's 3rd best when you average it out by set in the Pro Volleyball Federation. When she plays the Mojo, she averages 4.8.
Wow, so she's got a good read.
Tight to the net, joust won by Rivera. Venegas ranges back and plays it up. Out of system ball from Morgan Lewis, and it finds the floor. San Diego staves off 1 set point.
Smart move by Morgan Lewis, who hit it right to that campfire, took a little bit off of it. It's called an off-speed shot, and found the open floor. But if you're Orlando, you just have to think one side out. All you have to do is get a good pass in system, have your setter place it perfectly, and side out one more time.
Morgan Lewis, the last time San Diego came here to Edition Financial Arena, 12 kills, 5 blocks. A really stunning showing from Morgan Lewis, who we really hadn't heard of much leading up to that, and she really burst onto the scene in this match a few weeks ago.
Absolutely, and since then, she's done a solid job as well. She's coming off 7 kills, and she hit .410, which is incredibly efficient as an opposite.
So Morgan Lewis saves 1 set point. Orlando trying to seal the deal on the second. This fans having a good time here at AdFi. Valkyries looking for their 4th win of the season here at home. Vander Weide serves it in. Gillen, off speed, that'll do it. And Orlando jumps on the board first, winning set 1, 25-23.
Interesting move to serve Georgia Murphy, the libero, on that last serve. Not sure if she meant to do that, but solid set from Rivera, and Jill Gillen had a standout first set. She took care of the ball with an off speed. I really liked the dynamicness of Jill Gillen.
What a start for Orlando. They win set 1 by 2. Set 2 coming up next.
Desiree with a tap down.
And Marley Montour is so hard to read as a setter.
She is so steady. Her improvement from day one to now has been dramatic.
As the sun continues to shine on the inaugural season of the Pro Volleyball Federation, the stage is set for the crowning of a champion.
It should be an energetic Saturday night here inside Gas South Arena. Vibe and the mojo and our first
In the heart of competition, the Pro Volleyball Federation has ignited a firestorm of excitement, captivating audiences and athletes alike with every match. But behind every spike, every drive, there's been a force driving excellence: Ren Athletics.
And then the solo block right on.
Ren Athletics proudly champions the success of the Pro Volleyball Federation's first season. Here's to many more victories on the horizon.
Joseph with a kill.
There's so much pressure for young girls. You have to wear this. If you weren't with these people, you weren't at the cool party. You weren't in. And then that puts pressure on them, okay, I need to not be myself to make these girls like me.
Girl Talk is a national nonprofit organization that really helps all girls develop the confidence to lead. And we do that by having high school girls mentor middle school girls through the most formative years of their lives.
This is a safe place. If you feel you don't have confidence, we're gonna help you build that.
What makes me most proud to be a part of Girl Talk is what separates it from other organizations. We're doing unique work. We serve all girls. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic, cultural, religious background you're from, that the experience of a girl is universal.
This is a place where empowerment truly starts from within, and that's a beauty that lasts for a long time.
Join Girl Talk, you won't regret it.
Well, folks, if you're tuning in and rooting on the Valkyries, you've got one more chance to root them on in person. Be sure and get your tickets now for the Valkyries' final home match in a couple May 11th right here at Edition Financial Arena when the Valks take on the Las Vegas Thrill on Fan Appreciation Nights. Great seats are still available, and tickets are going as low as $10. You can log on to OrlandoValkyries.com for all your needs. That's OrlandoValkyries.com. And when you see that, why wouldn't you want to buy a ticket to come watch Michaela White operate?
Exactly, and $10, what a steal. You're basically losing money if you don't come support the Valkyries.
You got that right. Momentary delay as Courtney Schwann is set to go back to serve for the homestanding Valks. What a win would mean for Orlando, who, Madison, when we were here last calling a match, we didn't do the Atlanta match because Paul Sunderland and Holly McPeak were here doing it for CBS Sportsnet, but the last two-match weekend we had was when they played Grand Rapids and then they played San Diego here. And it kicked off a 7-match losing skid. Orlando came into that weekend third in the Pro Volleyball Federation standings and have plummeted. It's just been tough break after tough break, tough loss after tough loss. It would be immensely meaningful for this team if they can find a way to win here this final weekend.
Absolutely, and there's always momentum to be gained for next season, but there we see Thomas Lara, who is really versatile. You're going to see her hit from the outside and the right side. She can do it both with the same kind of efficiency.
Yeah, Thomas Lara, who had a tremendous career in the Big Ten collegiately, started at Wisconsin, then went to Northwestern, 3-time All Conference. He was also an All-American. There's Michaela White, and you gotta love, if you're an Orlando fan, seeing the middles get some early sets here in set number 2.
Exactly. Kudos to the defense, to the serve-receive, keeping them in system. And I like whenever you're in system, if you're Orlando, run through your middles as much as possible. Free up that pressure that your pins usually face.
And there's a massive block for Kaz Brown. Jill Gillen came crashing in as well. A tandem at the pin for the Valkyries.
Let's take a look at this. Up in the air at the right time. Pressing your arms over the net at the right time. Pointing those palms, facing them into the court. Perfect form by Jill Gillen.
Yeah, that was all Jill Gill there on the solo stuff. Out of the middle, no such thing. Coming back the other way, Ali Bastianelli put that one down in a hurry. Good offense by the Mojo there.
Nice cross-body swing by Bastianelli, really quick. She's got a fast arm swing. There was only one blocker on her. She identified the hands and swung away from it.
Gillen on serve, receive. Teeler rejected. Good coverage by Georgia Murphy. Here's Vander Weide off speed, picked up by Wilma Rivera. Out of system now to Teeler, off speed over the block. And it rolls just over the tape. Back row Schwann, and nothing doing there.
Not sure if Schwann was intending to go off speed with that or she didn't totally love the set. Either way, in the net.
Courtney Schwann just recently joining this Orlando team. Played in their last match at Las Vegas, getting her first taste of action here at Addition Financial Arena. And speaking of Addition, 1, 2, 3 points straight to the middle, and Kaz Brown puts it down in a hurry.
Good set by Wilma Rivera. Kaz Brown up in the air at the right time, and all it takes when you're up like that, and it's a tempo set, snap on that ball and place it at the right spot.
Sends a Johnny Teeler back to serve. Tight set. Kaz Brown swats that ball back to the Mojo. And Vander Weide, what a smart swing off the edge of the block and out. Number 16 in yellow, tooling Orlando for the kill.
Vander Weide is a cross-body swing down the line, swiping it off the hands of Wilma Rivera, who just wasn't pressed at the right time.
4-all, set 2. Orlando's out of system once again. Wilma Rivera set it, but she had to run across the court to do it. And Ajani Teeler, no problem for number 21 in that light blue. She has been a kill machine so far. And it doesn't matter how funky the set is, she'll punish it in a hurry.
Exactly, that was a really athletic move by Teeler. That set was low, so she had to speed up her approach to get her feet there and still max jump and still got the point.
What a pass, what a block by Orlando. They were ready for Vander Weide, but this time grazes the block. Nice coverage by Jill Gillen. Cross court dug up by Venegas. What a fun rally, but we have a collision right in the middle of the floor. Georgia Murphy, Ajani Teeler, Courtney Schwann a half step away, and the ball rolls away from all three of them.
I haven't mentioned Venegas that often, but she's one of the reasons San Diego is as good as they are. She's got great read on the ball. She's a really fast, scrappy defender. And right there you saw her get into the angle, read that shoulder well, and dig that ball up, keeping the play alive for her team.
Venegas fourth in the Pro Volleyball Federation in digs per set, 3.67 on the season. Wilma Rivera calls her own number. Good decision, good pickup by Venegas. Misconnection, Kaz Brown tips it over. Thomas A. Lara off speed. Murphy covers. Brown on the slide. Everybody's a little off balance. Wonky rally here. Schwann off speed, that's good enough.
When it works, it works. And Schwann has found her rhythm with that little off-speed shot right to the campfire, right over the block. Nice tempo set, and she knows it works, so she's going back to it. She hasn't really needed to put forth a lot of power yet because San Diego's on their heels against her.
6-5 lead for Orlando, knotted up at 6, I should say. A service error by Kaz Brown, who will sub off the floor. Georgia Murphy will check back in. Each team allowed up to 2 liberos who can sub in as much as they want. They just can't serve. So Brown serves and heads off for Murphy. Good pass there by Jill Gillen. Back set to Teeler. Thomas Ilara. Cross court, heavy to the floor.
She has got one of the smoothest arm swings in the league. She rises up into the air and it just flows. She contacts that ball at a really high point, snaps on it. She's got a really good rhythm.
Should be Thomas Ilara's 4th kill of the match. And there is Courtney Schwann at the pin.
There's the power. She felt that the block wasn't really in her angle enough, and she took advantage of that gap, swiping it off the inside arm of the middle blocker.
7-all set 2. Rivera back to serve. It's a strong one. Johnson attacks from the back row, out of system. Orlando also out of system. Teeler off the block. Thomas Elara off the top of the block. Teeler turned back, and there's a huge stuff block for San Diego.
The name of that play was blocking. The block touches do a really good job slowing the ball down so they can recycle it, have another chance to score, and right there, it's only fitting that it ends on a block.
MK White, high reach, and Orlando runs the middle to perfection once again.
High reach was the perfect way to describe that. A gap set, 3 set. It was a little high, but MK White has such a long reach. He snapped on that ball and hit it at a really high point over the net.
Back set. Thomas Elara turned back. Now Johnson operating off the pin. Out of system to Gillen, and she'll tool the block for a kill of her own. And she just hammered it straight into the block.
She absolutely did, and it was good that she did that because both blockers were on her. They had enough time to get set and pressed, so all she could do was power through that and swipe it off their arms, and she did it perfectly.
What an impressive start to this match for Jill Gillen. Hitting north of 300 and approaching 10 kills. A kill out of the middle. Ali Bastianelli has had a handful of kills of her own so far in this match. That now her third on 6 swings. Gillen. Now Johnson cross court. What an up by Schwann. Vander Weide off speed. Rivera picks it up this time. Gillen, cross court, picked up by Vander Weide. Scrappy rallies here in the first 2 sets, and MK White couldn't get to that pass.
One of the themes of the PVF has been the long rallies that we've experienced and got the pleasure to watch throughout the season. The defenses seem to almost always be in the right location. They've got a really good read on the ball. Obviously, the blocking is almost as elite as it comes. So these longer rallies have been absolutely a treat.
San Diego has turned to serving it short. There's a stuff block, and the Mojo are rolling here in the second.
When we spoke with Coach Hanif Park before the match a couple weeks ago, she said Bastianelli brings more of a defensive game, and we've seen that so far tonight.
Ali Bastianelli has recorded as many as 10 blocks in a match. She did that in game 1 of their doubleheader at Grand Rapids in between their meetings here in Orlando. Teeler cross court. Johnson off speed. White rejected by the block. Schwann passes it up. Gillen gets it over. Vander Weide off the block. Gillen got to it. Vander Weide once again.
Vander Weide has displayed a lot of range throughout these 2 sets. Look at her here, cranking it down the line, dropping that pinky, snapping on it nice and high, and putting all that power in her approach behind it.
Vander Weide is already in double figures. She's hitting north of 400, and her team leads by 3 in set 2, 12-9. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside as well.
Omaha, Nebraska. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at renathletics.com and provolleyballshop.com.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
match this has been so far between San Diego and Orlando. The Valkyries winning set 1, 25-23. The Mojo lead set 2 by 3, 12-9. Madison, what stood out to you so far?
What's standing out to me right now from San Diego, and we talked about it a little bit at the break, but Lindsay Vanderweide has gone off, as people say these days. 11 kills, hitting .420. She's been extremely dynamic and efficient for them at the pin.
You know what my big takeaway from that is, Madison? I'm impressed with your ability to refrain or restrain yourself from saying kids these days. You held off on saying that. I knew that's where you were going, and you're like, I'm not going to be the person that says kids these days.
Exactly. I am young, but I'm not old enough to go with kids these days just yet. I'm going to refrain for as long as I can.
Orlando trims the lead down to 2. Johnson tests the block. Orlando gets it up for a second. And Taylor kind of stumbled there after she got back on her feet. Good to see her walk that off. Conrad, the towel guy, wipes up the floor. And we're set to get back to action here. 13-10 San Diego. Gillen passes it right to Wilma Rivera, and Kaz Brown have the ability to go off speed.
It's court vision and it's court awareness, and Kaz Brown has got a whole lot of it, tipping the ball right to the open court. She sees the open court so well as a middle.
4th kill for Kaz Brown on 9 swings, and Vanderweide has just been incredible today.
And San Diego's middles are doing a good job at pulling Orlando's middles and holding them on them. Vanderweide has been in a one-on-one situation quite often here.
Lindsay Vanderweide approaching that level of vibes right there.
He's absolutely a fan favorite. Look at that smile. He does his job so well, and we have to assume that these are his parents. They look remarkably a lot like him.
And for obvious reasons, very proud. 12 kills on 25 swings for Vanderweide. That'll make her folks proud. And Kaz Brown, we've seen her on the slide time and time again. When they can roll her out wide and open net as well, she is just unstoppable.
And sometimes middles are either in front of the setter heavy or behind the setter heavy. Kaz Brown does a good job at mixing it up and being able to hit both, but you're right, that slide is her most efficient attack.
Speaking of slides, Johnson was on the slide, and Orlando snipped it out.
It's that net defense that can get a team back in it. They were down by a good amount. Now they're only down by 1.
14-13 San Diego. Jill Gillen serves it in short, picked up by Thomas Elara. Set off the net, and guess who?
Vanderweide, she has hit every single area of the court here tonight. That one electing to go down the line, dropping that pinky, and she hits it with a lot of power, and it's deep, so it's catching the defense a little high on their chest, making it difficult to pass.
Schwann off speed. Thomas Elara picked up by Murphy. Back set. Taylor will want to touch. She won't get it. Point, San Diego. Mojo hitting 260. Orlando hitting 280 so far in this match. So if you like offense, this has been one for you. Whoa! Kaz Brown with a seam seeker to bring the Valkyries back within a couple.
Such a quick slide. She runs it so fast. Veronica Stone is not there to close off that seam, and Kaz Brown, with all of that power and arm swing, takes advantage of that gap in the block.
Row attack, Willow Johnson. I just mentioned how impressive the offenses have been for each of these teams, and right on cue, they both turn it up another notch, Madison.
Absolutely, catching the defense on their heels a little bit. We've seen some hard hitters these past couple points, and honestly, these past 2 sets.
How much fun has this been? 3-point lead for San Diego. Look at Gillen. Joust at the net. Tomcom pulls it out. Johnson off the edge of the block and out.
That block just a little early, and it seemed like they were on their way down when Johnson contacted that block.
Johnson activated on April 18th and was named the Week 14 Pro Volleyball Federation Player of the Week. In 3 matches, recorded 53 kills. Veronica Stone served it in, and Orlando blocks it too heavy.
And Willow Johnson was pursuing that ball. She did want to touch it. She wanted to dig it, and it works in their favor that she wasn't able to get there. That ball just a couple inches out.
San Diego's starting to stretch it out here in set 2. They look to equalize things 1 set apiece with the Valkyries. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside and rejoin the action after this.
There's so much pressure for young girls. You have to like wear this. If you weren't with these people, you weren't at the cool party. You weren't in. And then that puts pressure on them, like, okay, I need to like not be myself to make these girls like me.
Girl Talk is a national nonprofit organization that really helps all girls develop the confidence to lead. And we do that by having high school girls mentor middle school girls through the most formative years of their lives.
This is a safe place. If you feel you don't have confidence, we're gonna help you build that.
What makes me most proud to be a part of Girl Talk is what separates it from other organizations. We're doing unique work. We serve all girls. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic, cultural, religious background you're from, that the experience of a girl is universal.
This is a place where empowerment truly starts from within, and that's a beauty that lasts for a long time.
Join Girl Talk, you won't regret it.
Back here in set number 2 in Orlando, the Valkyries winning set number 1 by 2. San Diego leads this one by 5. And now they lead it by 6. Another stuck block for the Mojo, who are one of the best blocking teams in the Pro Volleyball Federation. They're flexing some muscle here as they enter the red zone.
Their entire front line could put on a blocking clinic. They are that technically sound every single time. Up, pressed, hands in the right spot, every single time.
Playing this point here between the Mojo and the Valkyries. Brianna Spain resetting things. 6-point lead for San Diego. Did that catch? No, it didn't. Jill Gillen was able to lay off, even though, just like we saw with Willow Johnson, she wanted to touch it. She makes the right decision.
She absolutely does. Sometimes you have to guess, and also the girls on the back row with her, siding out, are communicating with her. Out, 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 out. It's big communication back there, so I bet one of her teammates told her it was out.
Kiss off the tape for Wilma Rivera. On the slide, there's another kill. This time it's Ali Bastianelli.
And one thing that stands out to me in the difference between set 1 and set 2, the Valkyries won set 1, they hit more efficiently. In set 2, it's been all the Mojo as far as efficiency is concerned. They're hitting 380, whereas the Valkyries are only hitting 190 in the set.
That's double what Orlando's output has been. Whoa! And that would be the recipe for the Valkyries. MK White, she's feeling it. She's had a pretty good set number 2 of her own.
Yep, she's hitting 670 in this set. Incredibly efficient, one of the highest numbers we've seen from her all season.
And there's a block. MK White and Johnny Teeler. Still some room for Orlando to try to navigate, but they've started with a couple of quality points in a row to trim the lead down to 4. Oh, nice pass. Big swing out of the middle, and White wasn't able to dig that ball out of the net.
It all starts with a pass, and that was a pretty difficult serve from Schwann. There was a lot of movement on that ball, a lot of float, so kudos to the Mojo for getting a 3 pass on that.
Lead back to 5, 22-17. Thomas Alara back to serve. Gillen, haven't called her name in a while. She really paced Orlando in the first set as Johnny Teeler was strong for the Valkyries as well. That was her, number 21, operating from the opposite slot. And there's Lindsay van der Weide once again doing what apparently tonight Lindsay van der Weide just does.
And I have to give some credit to Tomcom on that set. She got her feet there. It was a bump set. It was pin to pin, and she still pushed it all the way out there to van der Weide's shoulder.
That'll be, I believe, the 7th kill of the set for Lindsay van der Weide. Indeed it is. She's hitting 570 in this set. Teeler over the block, off speed, and out of play.
And Venegas is laughing. She was there. She had her foot on the line. She slid past it, and she watched it as it went out.
Set points for San Diego, who lead it by 7. Gillen, cross court. Venegas has quietly been rock solid for the Mojo. Teeler, heavy swing, dug up by Tomcom. Van der Weide out of system, never matter. Kill number 8 on 13 swings. Madison, she paced this comeback set for the Mojo.
And what can't she do, right? That set was spinning backwards. It was a little low. She didn't even have her full approach, but she took her final 2 steps of her approach, a little 1-2 hop, and powered through that ball to the deep corner.
And so that equalizes things here at the intermission. Orlando wins set 1. San Diego wins set 2. We'll be back after this.
Pro Volleyball Federation, where every action carries the weight of passion and pride. There's a select group that rises above the rest. 23 athletes of the Pro Volleyball Federation are past or current members of the USA Women's National Volleyball Team, each a testament to dedication, skill, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Pro Volleyball Federation, building champions and making dreams a reality.
As the sun continues to shine on the inaugural season of the Pro Volleyball Federation, the stage is set for the crowning of a champion.
It should be an energetic Saturday night here inside Gas South Arena. Vibe and the Mojo and our first
In the heart of competition, the Pro Volleyball Federation has ignited a firestorm of excitement, captivating audiences and athletes alike with every match. But behind every spike, every drive, there's been a force driving excellence. Ren Athletics.
And then the solo block right on.
Ren Athletics proudly champions the success of the Pro Volleyball Federation's first season. Here's to many more victories on the horizon.
China Joseph with a kill.
There's so much pressure for young girls. You have to like wear this. If you weren't with these people, you weren't at the cool party. You weren't in. And then that puts pressure on them, like, okay, I need to like not be myself to make these girls like me.
Girl Talk is a national nonprofit organization that really helps all girls develop the confidence to lead. And we do that by having high school girls mentor middle school girls through the most formative years of their lives.
This is a safe place. If you feel you don't have confidence, we're gonna help you build that.
What makes me most proud to be a part of Girl Talk is what separates it from other organizations. We're doing unique work. We serve all girls. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic, cultural, religious background you're from, that the experience of a girl is universal.
This is a place where empowerment truly starts from within, and that's a beauty that lasts for a long time.
Join Girl Talk, you won't regret it.
Checking in here in Orlando at the intermission, tied 1 set apiece. 2 more kills for San Diego. They've also had the edge in blocking. Orlando picked up a couple of blocks later on. Madison, that's a little bit, the numbers there are a little bit misconstrued, if you will. Sometimes numbers tell you a lot. Other times they don't tell you the full story. For a while, San Diego had a decided edge there. They're playing a little bit cleaner volleyball, and in the second set alone, Mads, 390 to 160.
And in the end, it's all about who can finish the play, and it was all San Diego. Incredibly efficient performance by them, led by Vander Weide. Veronica Stone got a little bit involved, so did Willow Johnson. So it was an all-around performance from San Diego offensively, and that's what led to them winning.
So San Diego on the road, hunting the 3 seed in the Pro Volleyball Federation playoffs a week from now. Did what they needed to do to level this match. Orlando's looking for a home win. Set 3 coming up soon.
Nebraska, where champions rise and dreams come alive. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. Witness the top 4 teams of Pro Volleyball Federation battle it out for eternal glory and a $1 million bonus. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
What an absolutely beautiful spring evening in the Midwest as we welcome you live to Grand Rapids. This is Pro Volleyball Federation. And on the left side, Jose with a set point swing.
Tom to Temi, and she wins it for San Diego.
Pass by Sponsel. And Cash Brown, absolutely spectacular.
Back here at the intermission on the campus of UCF, we'll take a look at some of the highlights between sets 1 and sets 2. And we'll start with the mojo and Lindsay Vander Weide, who's got plenty of mojo of her own, Madison.
She's got all the mojo here tonight. 15 kills in just 2 sets. She's got 10 more kills than any other player on her team. And one of the most impressive parts about all this is that she's hitting 500, which is an efficiency as a pin attacker that you usually don't get. She's got the power, she's got the placement, she's got the smarts, really good court vision, really good court awareness, and she's doing it all for the San Diego Mojo.
And one of the most electrifying players all season long for Orlando has been Jill Gillen, and she in the first set especially really lit things up for Orlando.
She did. Total of 8 kills, 6 digs. She's powerful and she hits from every single area of the court. The Valkyries like to run her from the back row, from the front row. But no matter where she's hitting or what she's doing, she's going to come at it with so much fire, so much passion, so much energy. Only 5'7", but she is a high flyer and a high scorer for the Valkyries.
Indeed, she is. We look forward to seeing her, Vander Weide, the entire Mojo roster, all of the Valkyries too, in set 3, coming up after these messages.
Omaha, Nebraska. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at renathletics.com and provolleyballshop.com.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Set 3, moments away here in Orlando, Florida. You see the folks wearing their Orlando Valkyries swag. So while we got a second, if you're a fan of the Valkyries, be sure to get your 2024 inaugural season team gear while it lasts. Valkyries merch is available at all home matches and through our website. Log on to OrlandoValkyries.com for all your Valkyries merchandise needs. That's OrlandoValkyries.com. So while you ponder that and maybe open up another tab parallel to YouTube where you're watching the match, maybe find a shirt or a hoodie. I like the hoodies myself, Madison. I'm a big hoodie guy.
I love the hoodie, especially because it gets a little cold in here. Also, I love the colors. The light baby blue is really pretty on everybody.
I will say that. There have been some elite color combinations for all of these teams in the Pro Volleyball Federation. San Diego's no slouch. That light blue and the yellow, the contrast of the two is really cool too.
Absolutely. I will have to say, without bias, the Supernovas definitely have my favorite jersey color. But you're right, every single team has beautiful jersey colors. It's just another added element to PVF. There's so many good things going on this season in the Federation, and the jersey colors are just a cherry on top.
And it's been so much fun ushering in professional league format volleyball here in the United States. It's been an honor to be a part of it. And a little surreal that we're winding things down this week here in Orlando. The crowds have been great for the most part. And it's just been a lot of fun to watch not just this city, Madison, but this country really take to this sport.
There's been so much support and love from all of the fans and volleyball fans throughout the country. You're right, it's been historic, and one of my favorite parts about this is the amount of little girl volleyball players who come out to these games, who are cheering really loud for these athletes. You can tell that they definitely idolize these players out there on the court, and now they're inspired to continue to play the sport of volleyball because there's an opportunity for them here in the States.
And they'll get to take in set 3 between these two teams. At the intermission, they swap sides, which is a little bit different from the college game where they swap every single set. This will be the one and only. So now it's Orlando from your right to your left to San Diego. First to 25, win by 2 for set 3, and we'll see who will have a chance to win this match in 4 sets. Best 3 out of 5 win the match. If we get to a 5th, it'll be first to 15, win by 2, and it's San Diego on the board first, courtesy of Temi Thomas Elara.
Temi Thomas Elara right there, going high off of the hands, swiping it off the outstretched arms of the blockers.
Short serve. Out of system, Teeler tries to transition and tools the block. Ajani Teeler with the first kill of set 3 for Orlando.
And we've seen the Mojo do this a little bit when they get at the service line. They're going to serve short to MK White, who's been handling it pretty well.
Courtney Schwann back to serve. Vander Weide on the attack and was beat by the block of Ajani Teeler.
It's a rare error from Vander Weide, who only had 1 error so far in these past 2 sets. That'll be your second.
Courtney Schwann starting and playing in place of Adora Anai. And for folks tuning in wondering what's up with Adora, Amy Pauley pulled us aside before the match, Madison, and said Adora should be fine, but she's been dealing with some knee issues, and so she's dressed. They don't expect her to play, though, and it's more precautionary than anything.
And that's why it's important to have a deep bench and to have that depth in your roster, because it's a next man up kind of mentality here in the league, and Schwann has stepped up nicely.
The Bounce are also operating without Skylar Fields, who is attending her college graduation at Southern Cal. So no Fields, no Anai, no problem so far for Orlando, who leads 4-2 in set 3.
Jill Gillen has a variety of offensive weapons, and here we see her here going with a little off-speed shot, a roll shot to the campfire. Nice court vision by her.
Correction, they lead it 3-2. MK White back to serve. Willow Johnson rejected. Orlando's turning it up with their block. What a pass up to Wilma Rivera, and what a nice job in response by San Diego's block. Willow Johnson herself, Veronica Stone crashing in for the Mojo.
Putting it up an absolute wall, too. Pressed at the right time, arms outstretched, sealing off any of those gaps or holes in the block.
Gillen turned back by the block. Second effort, this time off speed, picked up by Johnson. Vander Weide down the line. Gillen through the seam. Free ball to Orlando. Ajani Teeler induces an overpass. Out of the middle, Kaz Brown goes off speed. Thomas Lara takes a rip from the back row. Gillen with the roll. One of the longer rallies we've seen so far in this match. And it's still going. Not anymore! Madison, I saw you reacting. That's the kind of swing you've been looking for from Orlando at a couple of points in that rally when they went off speed instead.
Exactly. It's good to mix up your shots. It's good to go off speed and find the open court, but at some point, you got to put the ball away, and if the defense is picking up the off-speed shots, you have to register that, make an adjustment, and Kaz Brown made that adjustment.
Veronica Stone on the slide. Gillen off the block. Vander Weide off the block as well. It's out, and we're tied at 4 early in set 3. Have yourself a night, Lindsay Vander Weide.
She just finds a way to score. Period. She just swiped it off the hands of the block. It wasn't even her full approach or a max jump, but she just knows how to score, and she can identify the hands of the block so well.
Out of the middle, Kaz Brown knows how to score, and she's getting set the ball a little more often here in set 3. She's got the ability to put this team on her back if they need her to.
Offensively and defensively, she has the ability to put the team on her back. And one of the things that I love the most is after she gets a block or a kill, I like the strut afterwards. It displays a lot of confidence on her part, and she really fires her team up.
Service error, knocks it back up at 5, but going back to Brown for a moment, if I may. She is quietly really starting to pile up the kills. 8 on 14 swings, hitting .560.
She can be a game changer for these Valkyries.
Set goes to the pin, Schwann. Tight pass, Thomas Lara, cross court.
If you give any kind of net to Thomas Lara, she's going to take advantage. Kaz Brown just a little slow there to close that block. Thomas Lara rising up with that quick arm swing and drilling it to the corner.
Back set Brown, turned back, and it's blown dead. San Diego was in the net on their attempt to block Brown. Orlando won the first matchup between these two teams in San Diego. The Mojo have won the last 2, one here, one there. This is the final matchup between these two teams. Roll shot was close to the line, but it is out, and the Valkyries have opened up a 2-point lead here in this set.
I like that serve, targeting Thomas Lara, who also is in a front row player right now, trying to take her out of the offense on that serve.
Out of system, Thomas Lara off the edge of the block and out.
And what a set from Venegas. As a libero, it's important, extremely imperative actually, to be able to add a system set to your attacker's shoulders, and Venegas right there gave her an absolute dime.
Thomas Lara has recorded 10 or more kills in 15 of the previous 22. And there's MK White putting that ball down on top of the tape. Orlando made a miscue and White cleaned it up. Orlando passing the ball back over the net off serve receive.
Yep, that's what we've seen them do so far, is target MK White on that serve receive with that little short pop of a serve.
Strong serve there by Rivera. Thomas Lara right through the seam. as good as that serve was, it was straight to Venegas, and the libero passed it perfectly up ahead to open up Thomas Elara, who will serve next. 8-all. And that one floats in short. Schwann. That'll miss everything. Back row, Gillen. And that one finds the floor. Just sniping the sideline, Jill Gill with the back row kill.
Perfect placement, a lot of power. Swung right down her body, right to the sideline.
Airtight third set, 9 apiece. Set to the middle, Bastianelli dug up by Murphy. Orlando runs the middle with MK White, who goes off speed, off the block. That's good enough. And the Valkyries lead 10-9.
And that one was a tough set for MK White to score, but she's extremely dynamic and extremely athletic. And even if that set was a little off the net and a little bit behind her, she played the smart shot and tipped it into the block.
Tight. And a shove from Bastianelli is good enough for the kill. We're seeing some unconventional plays out of the middle from each of these teams, but they're taking care of business nonetheless.
Yep, it's about being smart. Bastianelli saw that deep corner shot was open, tipped it right to it. Coach said she's more of a defensive-oriented player, but so far she's got 7 kills, hitting 500. She's really stepped it up offensively for the Mojo.
Nice pass there by Schwann. MK White puts it down in a hurry. Orlando has really made a concerted effort to run the middle here in set 3. That's 2 kills on 2 swings for MK.
And it's when they're at their best, is when they're running through their middle. So good job to Wilma Rivera making that a point.
Here's Kaz Brown rotating to the front row. White got a hand on it. Schwann tracks it down. Free ball to San Diego. Johnson, heavy swing. No touch. Point Valkyries.
Nice heavy swing by Johnson, trying to grab the fingertips of the opposing block, but if you're the Valkyries, you love that you got that point, because anytime you send over a free ball, you expect the other team to get it, or you know you're going to try your hardest to stop them, but they're hitting it out.
Back bump by Tomcom to Vander Weide, who just rockets that ball good up by Orlando. Second effort by Vander Weide, who goes off speed. What a smart shot by Vander Weide.
She can see Wilma Rivera pretty deep. Let's first go to MK White. I love it when a middle gets a dig. The bench always goes crazy, but she can see Wilma Rivera a little deep. And she's not able to get underneath it and pancake it.
Speaking of deep, so too was that serve. Point to Orlando off the service error. 2-point lead once again for the Valkyries. We'll send a Johnny Teeler back to serve. Teeler, who mid-season accepted an assistant coaching job with the Vanderbilt Commodores, will be a D1 assistant coach. Ronica Stone finds the seam for the Mojo. It has been a quiet night for her offensively. Madison, when she gets going, she is the most efficient hitter in the entire federation.
And the Mojo likes that matchup. They like to run Stone behind because it's just Jill Gillen over there, and there's a little bit of a height difference, but let me take back what I just said. Height doesn't matter for Jill Gillen. She touches 10 foot when she jumps to her highest, and she can punish a ball. She's been an absolute inspiration for the undersized players.
Jill Gillen into double figures in the match with her latest swing. On the slide, Stone turned back. Did it find the floor? No. Orlando started celebrating a bit because that was tight to the sideline. It'll go down as a kill off the block.
เดี๋ยวทุกท่านดูกันไปนะ ดูกันไปจ้ะ พอดีลงงานบวชค่ะไม่มีงานบวชนะคะ 10-11 นะ ท่านดูกันไปจ้า
And there you have it. When that ball goes straight to the setter, it is instant offense.
Kaz Brown looks so comfortable on that slide, powering through that middle block that was just a little late.
And with that, Orlando leads at 15-13 at the midway media break here in set 3.
Omaha, Nebraska, where champions rise and dreams come alive. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. Witness the top 4 teams of Pro Volleyball Federation battle it out for eternal glory and $1 million bonus. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
The fans are feeling it here in Addition Financial Arena in Madison. Something you and I have been feeling. Feed those middles, and Wilma Rivera tonight has done a tremendous job of it, especially of late. I'm going to rattle some numbers off for you. MK White tonight is 7 of 11 from the floor. No errors. She hasn't been blocked. Kaz Brown, 9 of 17. And she has had no errors, hasn't been blocked. So when you equate that into hitting percentage, MK White is hitting 640. Kaz Brown, who will serve, is hitting 530. Difference maker for Orlando tonight.
It absolutely is. Both of those attackers are in the top 10 in the league in hitting efficiency. And I said it before, it's when Orlando is at their best.
MK White did exactly what you'd like to see her do if you're a fan of the Valkyries, punishing a ball, hovering above the net, and this time it's Jill Gill with the mojo out of system who just tips it over the net and it finds the floor.
That's Jill Gillen's 12th kill with 9 digs. She's an all-around 6 rotation player, a lot of experience in those 6 rotations, and she plays it with a whole lot of confidence.
So Brown goes back to serve once again. The Valkyries now opening up a 3-point lead. Tomcom calls her own number, and Schwann will transition, dug up by Venegas. Thomas Alara is stuffed. Guess who? MK White.
MK White is so technically sound as a blocker. Look at her there, tracking the ball, eye sequence, crashing in and then diving those arms into the angle, reading the shoulder of Temi Thomas Alara and shutting that ball down.
Set goes to the pin. Good defense by Kaz Brown. Did everything she could just to pass that ball up. It goes over, though. And both teams are scrambling. Wilma Rivera crashes into the net. Point San Diego. All-out efforts from both sides just to keep the ball off the Terraflex. And the Mojo win a tough rally.
Yep, good defense both sides. Really scrappy play here tonight. I would expect nothing less from these two teams.
With that, San Diego is back within 3. Orlando leads set 3, 17-14. Schwann tries to transition. Good coverage by Jill Gillen. Thomas Alara off speed, dug out of the net by MK White. And it looks like a double contact will be called. Sarah Tomcom back to serve. And she goes short. San Diego has really made a concerted effort to do that here tonight. They have served Orlando short over and over and over, trying to pull them out of system.
Yeah, that's definitely their game plan. Pop a little short serve right in front of that 10-foot line. On that one, MK White got out of the way. Schwann did a perfect 3 pass, and Orlando made them pay.
Johnny Teeler with another kill. That's a tough serve by Schwann. Tom Com goes to Thomas Lara. White got a hand on it, but digs it out of play.
It's good location from Thomas Lara. A lot of the times when you see an athlete go up to tip, they're going to tip it to that campfire, to that little donut hole right in the middle of the court, but there she elected to go pretty sharp angle, pretty sharp cross court, and the defense wasn't expecting it.
San Diego hasn't played particularly poorly in this set, folks. They're hitting right about 250 at 240 to be specific. Orlando, though, hitting 340 as a team and affording themselves more opportunities. This time, though, MK White is stuffed. That is a big boost for San Diego, who is back within a point here in this pivotal third set.
Bastianelli was all over that one. Really good eye sequence, tracking that ball, holding strong and fronting MK White.
The Mojo block was ready once again. This time Gillen back row launches. Point to the Valkyries.
And now Gillen comes to the front row, but as a back row attacker, she is just as powerful. She goes up to swing with just as much confidence as she does the front row.
Looks like that'll be kill number 13 for Jill Gill in this match, hitting right around 250. Here she is, looking cross court. The angle is sharp, and it's another kill for Jill Gill.
What an absolute arm she has on her. Look at that angle, in by centimeters. Also, kudos to the technology, to the Bolt 6 technology. That is incredibly accurate.
Once again, worth mentioning, kudos to every owner in the Pro Volleyball Federation for making the financial investments so that we can have technology as cool as Bolt 6. That one doesn't cross the net. Point to the Mojo. But I mean, this is the same stuff they use in the Olympics, the Olympic qualifiers, in the VNL. It's similar to the Hawkeye system in Grand Slam tennis that lets you know whether a ball was in or out, and it leaves absolutely no room for argument. You know definitively, and in a pro league, you need to know definitively. Point goes to Orlando as they enter the red zone and now lead by 3.
And this has been something that the Valkyries have been working on all season. When they get into the red zone, not getting comfortable, keeping their foot on the gas and finishing these games.
Tom Com with the back set, Lewis heavy in the seam. An equally heavy swing for Kaz Brown. And Orlando's middles continue to feast here in the third.
Kaz Brown put a lot of work in transition, getting off the net and being up in the air, vocal for her setter. And Schwann, what a dig, what a read, diving out, keeping that play alive, and having her platform in the right angle to get it right to her setter.
Orlando's lead as large as it's been in this third set. They're looking to go up 2-1. They lead it by 4.
Baby, I'm a big deal, I got it like that. I did it again, told you that I was finished. Fresh off the plane with a new mani-pedi. My hair stay laid and you know I get paid. $100 bills, I got racks on the way. I'm making them big moves, I won't stay quiet. 5'6", but I feel like a giant. I got the source, I am the supplier. I can make them boys sing like they in a choir. I'm on top and I'm taking it higher.
What an absolutely beautiful spring evening in the Midwest as we welcome you live to Grand Rapids. This is Pro Volleyball Federation. And on the left side, Jose with a set point swing.
Tom Com to Temi, and she wins it for San Diego.
Pass by Sponsel. And Kaz Brown, absolutely spectacular.
Well, well, well. Amy Pauley, Blake O'Marty, and Gordon Mayforth, Molly Stark, and the Orlando Valkyries are closing in on what could be a set 3 win and a 2-1 lead over the Mojo. From San Diego, Vander Weide got the kill. It's been a while since we've called Vander Weide's name as good as she was through the first 2 sets and the first part of set 3, Madison.
Absolutely, she has been fantastic. That one just a little out. I think she thought she got the touch on that ball, but it was just out. Valkyrie's point.
And now Vander Weide jammed up on serve receive. She'll transition out of system. Cross court, Vander Weide making up for the miscue in epic fashion for San Diego.
That's a really difficult set to attack as well as she just did. From the end line, just a little bit inside, but she did a good job at using her approach to get her feet there, swing through the ball, and get the kill.
Wilma Rivera on the run with a bump for Gillen. San Diego somehow keeps it off the floor. Gillen back to work, misses the touch, misses the sideline. Point Mojo, they're back within 3. Timeout, Amy Pauley.
It's a smart timeout. We could feel the Mojo starting to gain some momentum. They had a really solid server back there. Valkyrie's making a few too many errors as of late. That's a good timeout.
This third set, the Valkyries hitting 270 to the Mojo's 220. And Madison, we were saying this in the break. It is so good to see Orlando operating at this clip. It's been a tough run for them. There have been a lot of close losses all season for the Valkyries. Sets by 1 or 2 points that could have gone their way but didn't. And if a few of those go your way, you're looking at an entirely different season. It's unbelievable how tight the margin is between being at the bottom of the league like they are and being in the playoffs like San Diego is. And the Valkyries have really turned it up. Wilma Rivera has set the offense well and distributed the ball exceptionally for the Valkyries.
Yep, and to your point on that, she's been really getting the middles involved, which is the difference maker. Kaz Brown has all the power in the world, and where she also has all the power in the world, she's been really smart with her offense. A big leader for the Valkyries, 10 kills, hitting 560 so far.
A quick service error by San Diego has brought up set points for Orlando. Paula Sarame, the serve sub, the DS, and at times the lightning bolt for this Orlando team will do the honors. Stone turned back. Vander Weide into the net, and that'll do it for set 3. Orlando wins it 25-20, and they will have a chance to win this match in set 4, Madison.
It was a back and forth battle. It has come down to hitting efficiency. Orlando just out-hit the Mojo in that set, and that's the difference maker.
Yeah, if you like offense, this has been the match for you. Highly entertaining. Orlando has a chance to win in set 4. It comes after this. Total set 4 for San Diego in search of perhaps the 3 seed in the Pro Volleyball Federation playoffs. The Mojo clinching the 4th and final spot, but there could be some movement between them and Grand Rapids. Atlanta has locked the 1. Omaha is safe and secure as the 2. But Grand Rapids and San Diego, somebody's going to be the 3, somebody's going to be the 4. We know Orlando's season will come to an end on Saturday, but will it come to an end with some wins this weekend? That's what we're here to find out. Courtney Schwann rejected by the San Diego block, and Nutara Tomcom will head back to serve once more. Sean Davison, the beach volleyball All-American at Florida State. Madison Fitzpatrick here with you as MK White goes to work out of the middle for Orlando. Morgan Lewis starting here in this rotation for the Mojo. Got her hands up but couldn't play the ball up. Point for Jill Gillen and the Valkyries, who knotted up at 1.
Jill Gillen had 7 kills in that last set. Sometimes everything is just going your way offensively. You're finding the gaps in the defense and the block. And right now, that's all Jill Gillen.
Several of those came from the back row as Wilma Rivera airs long from the service line. Must-win set for San Diego. First to 25, win by 2. If they do win it, they'll force a decisive 5th. First to 15, win by 2 for the match. A lot of volleyball before we get to that point, though. Thomas A. Lara floats it in short. That's been the trend for San Diego. Johnny Taylor got off to a hot start, but has not been able to sustain that over the last set and a half or so. And it looks like we got a mid-challenge, or mid-rally challenge by one of these teams. The second time somebody has gone to the challenge with traffic at the net. And it is the second time that Orlando is challenging that a Mojo blocker was in the net. So Taylor got it over the block, and the rally coulda, woulda continued, but Orlando thought right then and there they saw a Mojo blocker in the net, and they want Bolt 6 to confirm. We were talking earlier, Madison, about the benefits of Bolt 6 and how they really provide indisputable evidence of those in-out calls. They also give you microscopic looks as to whether or not somebody was in the net. And in this case, Morgan Lewis absolutely was. Amy Pauley with a second challenge, an incredibly astute one. And I'll tell you what, she's had a lot of success with those challenges. The eagle eyes of Amy Pauley have been impressive this season.
She's got some laser sharp vision.
So 2-2 here in the 4th. And that is dug out of play by Vander Weide.
Good serve by Schwann. Nice float serve. The float serve is sometimes difficult when it moves a lot from the point where it contacts your hand from the service line to the point that it gets to the serve receive. It moves a lot, it drops, it dips, and you see right there, dipping.
Lewis just rolls it over to Orlando, back row by Schwann. Gillen turned back into the floor.
And that's not Jill Gillen's favorite set. It's a little higher and it's off the net, so she's not able to use all of that momentum in her approach to power through the ball.
3-all here in set 4. One San Diego must win to continue the match. And just some numbers to sit and stew on here. This is a Mojo team that started the year off 1-5. At the very bottom of the Pro Volleyball Federation, they have gone 10-6 since then to rocket up the standings and to secure a spot in the playoffs. For Orlando, something to keep an eye on if this does go to a 5th set. They are 2-7 in 5-setters. We were just talking about how close things have been for the Valkyries. Imagine what it would be like. Imagine what the picture would be like if a few more of those 5-setters went their way. Give them 3 or 4.
Exactly. It could be a completely different playoff, a completely different season. And if you're a player or a coach, sometimes that haunts you at night just thinking about the what-ifs. But in sports, you can't think about the what-ifs. You just have to think about the play that you're on or the next match you have.
2 of their 5-set losses have come to the Mojo. 1 here, 1 in San Diego. Orlando also winning a 5-setter in San Diego. That would have been 4 contacts, point to the Mojo. Morgan Lewis will go back to serve for San Diego. Lewis, who has has checked in sets 1 and 3, is one of the starters here in set 4. She targets Schwan, I should say, on serve receive. Vander Weide, cross court.
Vander Weide has so much power behind every single one of her swings and a whole lot of range. Right there, dropping the thumb, going sharp cross court.
San Diego with a 1-point lead in the first 9 points of this set. Bad pass on serve receive. Jill Gillen does well just to get it over. Gillen on the run, swatted back by San Diego. Teeler, heavy swing, dug up by Venegas. Lewis tools the block for the San Diego kill.
Good swing by Lewis. If you're Jill Gillen, you want to have that left hand, that left arm facing into the court, kind of angled, as not get tooled in to block it back into the other side of the court.
Second kill of the match for Morgan Lewis. Gillen has more than 2, nearly had another one there, dug up and over. Gillen again. Here's Vander Weide. She has 20, and it will stay at 20 for now. And I think we just heard the challenge horn. San Diego obviously would be the team that wants to take a look at bolt 6 and determine, I would imagine, whether or not there was a touch at the net. A block touch at the net.
And Vander Weide came down from that swing and was extremely confident that there was one.
Brianna Spain, the up official for us this evening, confirming that San Diego thinks that there was a block touch. Orlando already winning a challenge in this set. Saying that San Diego was in the net, and I think San Diego is going to be happy with this. It was most certainly a block touch by, it looks like, Kaz Brown's left hand, and that will be another kill for Lindsay Vander Weide, and that is bolt 6 flexing its muscle, providing yet another high-quality look. 22 high-definition cameras stationed all around the arena here tonight. And San Diego, off of that call, opens up a 3-point lead, make it 2. Kaz Brown with a kill here, early goings in the 4th. That trims into the lead.
And that was a smart set by Wilma Rivera. The defense for the Mojo has been doing a good job in this set at slowing down Jill Gillen. It was time to mix it up, and she did on a perfect pass.
Kaz Brown into double figures in the kill column, has had 10 or more in each of the last 2 matches, in addition to hitting north of 400. Jill Gillen's had a good night there. She is swinging away at the pin. Lindsay Vander Weide has just been unbelievable as she approaches her season high in kills. One hand keeps it up. Nutsara Tomcom gets it across and inside the antenna. High reach by Kaz Brown. It touched the antenna. Point, San Diego.
That set just looked a little too low for Kaz Brown, who had to speed up her approach and get a little quick with her footwork. And then she wasn't able to get on top of it and snap on it.
Lindsay Vander Weide, in fact, equaling her season high, 21 kills. You have to think she'll set a new one after an ace. Why not?
Why not? Have yourself a night. Keep having yourself a night. Vander Weide, that one deep into the corner, a lot of float on that ball, shifting and dropping. And with that one specifically, it rose up there at the end. Jill Gillen thought it was going to go out.
21 kills on 43 swings. There's been a few errors, so she's hitting a mere 400. 12 digs, and now an ace for Lindsay Vander Weide, who serves once again. Kaz Brown on the slide. Vander Weide back row, no touch by Orlando, point Valkyries.
On that one, Vander Weide just not able to get on top of the ball, not able to get that snap. She contacted it a little too low.
Orlando sends Carly Scott in to serve. Tremendous player at Michigan, then went to Pepperdine, played some on the beach, went on to the AVP tour, did Scott. One of a number of players who has played professionally on the sand and has come back to the indoor game. Courtney Schwan, who has played all over Europe for the last several seasons, is quickly making herself at home here in Orlando. What a swing at the pin for number 24.
Was a great swing deep into that corner, dropping her thumb. She's been electric defensively for this team with 14 digs, and she just tacked on her 6th kill.
Oh, what a heavy swing by Morgan Lewis. Thomas Lara off the block. Positive block touch for Orlando. Wilma Rivera pushes it over. This time, Lewis goes with the roll. Taylor drops the hammer.
Give that point to Carly Graham, back there in the 6th position on defense, digging up everything. Nothing's going down on her. We talked about her beach experience, so she's got a really good read on the ball. She makes these quick twitch digs. She's a seasoned defender.
So Scott will serve once again. She goes cross. Ronica Stone on the slide, puts it down. It has been a quiet night for Ronica Stone to this point offensively. That's just her 4th kill so far. She's hitting 250, but just 4 kills for Ronica. Brown, heavy cross and turn back. Facing the double block, nothing much doing there for number 11 in blue.
Brown really wanted that swing. You can tell when a hitter's coming around really fast. I could hear her yelling for it. She really wanted it. She could feel that the block was a little slow to close, so she swung really fast, but just snapped a little too much.
Pass is tight. Schwann swing is perfect. And Schwann has another kill. Orlando, as you mentioned, Madison has benefited from her work in the back row. If they can get her going offensively, in addition to what they've gotten out of the middles, Jill Gillen, Ajani Teeler heating back up, could really change things here in set 4 with the Valkyries trailing by 2 as it stands. Thomas Lara off the block, knocked back over and out.
Thomas Lara taking advantage of the block not being timed up right. The Valkyries on their way down when Thomas Lara snuck it through.
That'll send Nutsara Tomcom back to serve. Already 41 assists for Nutsara in this match. She has been as impressive a setter as I've seen in this Pro Volleyball Federation, at least here when they've come to town in Orlando. She spreads the offense out really, really well, and she's so quiet about how she does it too.
Yep, she knows her hitters really well. She varies the rhythm, she varies the tempo. She creates a lot of seams with her setting.
Make it 42 assists for Tomcom, who goes back to serve once more. This time missing the sideline with her service. And Orlando will gladly take it to get back within 3.
That's a little gimme point for the Valkyries. You're really happy about that point. You don't want San Diego to get too far ahead.
Wilma Rivera's had some trouble serving it in here tonight. Not to be that time. Got it in just fine. Vander Weide has herself a new season in Pro Volleyball Federation career high. That's number 22 for number 16 in yellow. Oh, excuse me, that's Morgan Lewis. I promise you, number 16 in yellow will get that new career and season high at the same time.
Yep, she's on the verge, she's on the track.
And it won't take long. And it won't take long for MK White to reassert herself after rotating to the front row. As good as Kaz Brown has been, White has been the middle that has really heated up considerably over the last couple of sets.
She absolutely has. That's her 8th kill, hitting 470. She's always a force defensively, but in order for the Valkyries to win this set, she's going to have to continue to keep stepping up and being in the air for her setter.
What a set by Tomcom, who now back bumps Lewis, who tools the block for another kill. Number 30 in yellow, Morgan Lewis, is starting to really provide some much needed and much appreciated offense for the Mojo. They lead by 4 in a must-win set 4 if they want to see a 5th at Adfi Arena.
Omaha, Nebraska. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at Ren ProVolleyballShop.com.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Well, when your back's against the wall, I would assume, Madison, that hitting 430 in a must-win set would certainly be just what the doctor ordered.
I mean, absolutely. Hitting efficiency is everything. Whichever team has been hitting the most efficiently has won that set. It's about who can finish the play, who can take care of the ball. Orlando doing a good job at setting their middles, trying to get them involved, but it's been all the mojo as of late in this must-win set for them.
Now, I actually misread the line. Morgan Lewis herself is hitting 430. And San Diego as a team hitting a not too shabby 350. That'll also do just fine in a must-win set. Teeler hammers it off the block. There is Lewis, number 30, who's been the hot hand here of late for the Mojo. Good up there by Schwann, and Carly Scott tools the block. Number 18 in blue stays in and rotates to the front row and utilizes those Mojo hands for a kill of her own.
And I think that's a smart move by Coach Amy Pauley, keeping Carly Scott in the game, giving the opposing defense a little bit of a different look. Joe Gillen was getting touched a lot on that block.
And that's a massive block by Kaz Brown. My goodness, we have seen some emphatic stuff blocks. This one right up there at the top.
And look at the timing of that block. Up at the right time, facing those palms into the court, dropping that pinky and shutting it down.
Thomas A. Lara jammed up on serve receive out of system ball. Vander Weide, and there's the moment I was looking for. New season, and of course, career high for Vander Weide. That is number 22.
Vander Weide has been so difficult to stop. If the Valkyries are going to take this match, they're going to have to slow her down a little bit more.
22 kills on 45 swings tonight for Vander Weide. And Kaz Brown goes off speed. Smart shot by Brown, who again, last two matches, 10-plus kills, hitting 400. That is number 12, hitting north of 400 again. She is playing an impressive brand of volleyball in this closing stretch. Orlando back within 2 points. Into play is Paula Sarame. Nice pass on serve receive. Veronica Stone, the beneficiary.
Smart set by Tom-Com, not going to Vander Weide, knowing that maybe the block is expecting that because she's been setting her often. Stone goes behind, moves the block around, and she finds a way.
Bump for Scott. Dug up by Lewis. Thomas Ilara on the attack. Nice stretch by Schwann, keeping it up. Sarame rolls it across. Nice up once again by Georgia Murphy. What defense we've seen in this rally. And off speed to the floor. Schwann makes it count.
Let's start with the dig. Georgia Murphy reading that ball, seeing the shoulder, diving into that angle, being at the perfect spot, and then Schwann with that off-speed shot. She finds the open court so well. And off of a really high set like that, it is difficult to time out your approach, but she did it perfectly.
8 kills now for Courtney Schwann after having 8 in her Pro Volleyball Federation debut. Good coverage once again by Orlando. Schwann off the block, but it's stuffed and out. So yes, a kill for Schwann. Late call by Brianna Spain. The crowd here kind of sighed like it was point mojo. I took the bait, but that was a good kill for Schwann, a tool off the block for number 24 in blue. Orlando back within 1. 17-16 San Diego. Look at Murphy again. Thomas A. Lara off the block. Sarame this time covers. Stone straight down.
Exclamation point kind of swing from Stone. Way to put an end to that rally. Good defense by the Valkyries, keeping the play alive. A lot of quick twitch digs laying out, but there's not much you can do about this. A one-on-one situation. Kaz Brown is not there to close the block. Stone swings pretty much straight down cross court.
Schwann off the block. Played up by Velez. And a transition kill for San Diego. But you have to think for a couple of points there, Madison was wondering, what the heck do we have to do? Orlando's digging up everything. No digging up that, though, cross court.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why the Valkyries are third in opponent hitting percentage in the league, is because their net defense and their floor defense is that elite.
San Diego finds a way on that point, though. They lead 19-16 in a must-win set 4.
There's so much pressure for young girls. You have to like wear this. If you weren't with these people, you weren't at the cool party. You weren't in. And then that puts pressure on them, like, okay, I need to like not be myself to make these girls like me.
Girl Talk is a national nonprofit organization that really helps all girls develop the confidence to lead. And we do that by having high school girls mentor middle school girls through the most formative years of their lives.
This is a safe place. If you feel you don't have confidence, we're gonna help you build that.
What makes me most proud to be a part of Girl Talk is what separates it from other organizations. We're doing unique work. We serve all girls. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic, cultural, religious background you're from, that the experience of a girl is universal.
This is a place where empowerment truly starts from within, and that's a beauty that lasts for a long time.
Join Girl Talk, you won't regret it.
Back here, late set 4 between San Diego and Orlando. The Valkyries winning sets 1 and 3. The Mojo winning set 2 and leading set 4 by 3. 19-16, San Diego make it 19-17. What an angle for Kaz Brown off the open net kill.
Give Kaz Brown a little bit of angle, and she's going to take it. That almost as sharp as they come from a slide just outside that 10-foot line.
Looks like Orlando is going to go to the dub sub here. Harley Graham will check in, and so too will Abby Hansen, who played her college volleyball at the University of Oregon and most recently right here at UCF. It'll be Graham to the back row. Abby Hansen will rotate to the front. 2 middles in the front row now for Orlando. And what a swing by Thomas Alara.
Thomas Alara says, okay, you put 2 middles in the front row. You're trying to shut me down over here on the outside. I don't care. I'm going to swing straight down. She found the open gap and drilled it through.
San Diego entering the red zone, leading it by 3, 20-17. The Mojo 5 and 4 in 5 setters this season. Orlando, as we mentioned, 2 and 7, and these teams only know 5 setters. Every single match has gone 5 between these two. The Mojo with the 2-1 edge. Schwann cross court kept up. Thomas Alara down the line, dug up by Sarame. Schwann back to work offensively. And Thomas Alara, both teams feeding their pins here on this rally. Another swing for Thomas Alara, joust at the net. It comes out with San Diego, dug over. Schwann, back corner, and there's the kill for Orlando.
The defenses on both sides of the net have been so much fun. It's almost hard to stay in my seat. Been really impressed by Schwann's offense throughout this past set. She's been really smart, very dynamic. She's got a lot of shots in her arsenal, and she's not afraid to use it to end a rally.
I can attest, you and I have both been jumping at multiple points in multiple rallies, and especially of late. Murphy got a hand on it. Good coverage by Schwann. Once again, she has been so strong defensively for Orlando in this match, but quickly, Morgan Lewis puts that ball down with Orlando trying to regroup off that last gritty play, just get the ball over.
It was a a good tempo set. They took advantage of the defense for the Valkyries being a little scattered. And then Morgan Lewis contacts that ball at a really high point, and it looks like she almost swung over Teeler.
Valeria Papa checking in once again, this time to serve, and it gets Orlando out of system. Murphy sends it over, and a quick kill out of the middle once again for San Diego.
Whenever a free ball goes over the net, I always say to myself, capitalize. Capitalize on this gift that they're giving us. Control the first pass, set the middle, and make them pay, and they did that.
Hannah Tapp, the first time we have called her name in this particular set, at least offensively. She's had a couple of blocks, but this her first set of action, couple of blocks and a kill for number 8 in yellow. Timeout Orlando now trailing by 4.
And one of the advantages of setting Hannah Tapp is that, yes, you haven't throughout this set, so the Valkyries are maybe not expecting it. The block is more focused on, let's say, a Vander Weide or a Thomas Elara. So that was a good move by Tom Com, who does a really good job at balancing out the offense and then feeling the opposing block and knowing who to go to in the moment.
Hannah Tapp, who has been on the USA national team for a number of years, was actually an alternate on the 2021 Olympic roster, has played professionally in Japan and Italy, an All-Big Ten and an All-American career at the University of Minnesota before going overseas from 2013 to 2016. She was the best blocker in the Pan Am Cup a few years ago. If they can get her going, goodness, what that could mean for Grand Rapids. She hasn't played since the Grand Rapids doubleheader. Teeler rejected. Graham gets it over. Huge swing out at the pin, and once again, Vander Weide has been virtually unstoppable.
The Valkyries have not found an answer for Vander Weide's offense. That one, an inside set, perfectly placed by Tom Com right to her shoulder.
Papa, that sails long. Pretty good service run there for Valeria, though, nonetheless, as San Diego stands within a couple of points of forcing yet another 5-setter, the 10th for both of these teams, the 4th against each other. Schwann will serve it in for the Valkyries. Set goes to the middle, and there's Tapp once again.
Good serve receive right to the setter. And Tom Com knows, because she's so elite, she knows who to set. She knows who is heating up, and it's all Hannah Tapp, who's got a really nice snap on the ball. That swing going deep and down.
Tom Com now north of 50 assists in 4 sets. 51 to be exact to go along with 9 digs, so 1 dig away from a double-double. It's Sarah Tom Com, who ranks top 10 in both assists and digs per set, the only setter in the Pro Volleyball Federation who can say that. Teeler registers the kill off the block. Orlando's back within 4, but San Diego is just a side out away from forcing a fifth.
Exactly. If you're San Diego, you're focused on one side out. You don't want to give the Valkyries any momentum going into a fifth. You want to shut it down right now.
It'll be MK White going back to serve. Orlando down to just 1 substitution for the remainder of the 4th set, however long it lasts. Morgan Lewis wanted to put an end to it right there. It's taken over on 2 by Rivera. Vander Weide across court. Did it catch a touch? Yes! And Vander Weide seals set 4 for San Diego, who wins it 25-20.
Where there's a will, there's a way for Vander Weide, and she is finding the way throughout this entire match. Right there, sneaking it in. Nice cross-court swing. She had to really speed up her approach, and that's a testament to her athleticism.
Kill number 24 for Lindsay Vander Weide, who's hitting the cool 400 tonight. Set 5 coming between San Diego and Orlando.
ตอนนี้เสมอกันอยู่ที่2-2เซตเดี๋ยวมาลุ้นกันที่เซตที่5ค่ะแต่ยังไงวันนี้ก็ทีมนิสราก็ยังติด1ใน4ทีมอยู่นะคะที่เข้ารอบ4ทีมสุดท้ายค่ะ
Pro Volleyball Federation. where every action carries the weight
ประ
of
ชาสัมพัน
passion.
ธ์นะคะพรุ่งนี้งาน
There's
บ
a
วชน้อง
select
ชาย
group
นะคะ
that
ใครจะ
rises
ร่วม
above
บุญ
the
งานบวช
rest,
น้องชาย ก็
and
สา
take
มารถ
three
ร่วมได้ตาม
athletes
กำลัง
of
ศรั
the
ทธา
Pro
ค่ะ
Volleyball Federation,
คน
our
แล้วอย่าลืม
past
แจ้ง
or
สลิป
current
ด้วย
members
นะ
of the USA Women's National Volleyball Team.
ใน
Each
ไลน์ของเรา
testament
นั่น
to
แหละค่ะ
dedication,
สำหรับวอลเลย์บ
skill,
อลนะคะ ก็จะมาในวันที่เริ่ม 14 นะคะ Nation League ค่ะ
Pro Volleyball
ใครยังไม่มีช่อง
building champions and making dreams a
เฟซบุ๊กเป็น
reality.
ของตัวเองนะคะ ใครยังไม่มี Facebook เป็นของตัวเองบอกได้นะคะ ตอนแรกคิดว่าจะสมัครให้ฟรีทุกคนเลย แต่เผอิญว่าสมัครต้องใช้ต้องใช้เนี่ยค่ะ Gmail ด้วยค่ะ ก็เลยไปถามที่ร้านเขาดูให้เขาสมัครให้เขาคิด150 บาทนะคะ ใครที่ต้องการที่จะเข้าดูนะคะ Nation League ค่ะดิฉันจะไลฟ์สดทาง Facebook เพราะทาง YouTube นะไม่สามารถขึ้นภาพเต็มได้เนาะ ส่วนใครที่จะเข้ากลุ่มพิเศษ100 บาทนะคะ ใครยังที่ไม่มีกลุ่มยังไม่มีกลุ่มพิเศษค่ะ100 บาทดูวอลเลย์บอลได้ค่ะ
Athletics proudly champions the success of the Pro Volleyball Federation's first season. Here's to many more victories.
เดี๋ยวไปต่อกันในเซตที่ 5 จ้า
There's so much pressure for young girls. You have to like wear this. If you weren't with these people, you weren't at the cool party. You weren't in. And then that puts pressure on them like, okay, I need to like not be myself to make these girls like me.
Girl Talk is a national nonprofit organization that really helps all girls develop the confidence to lead. And we do that by having high school girls mentor middle school girls through the most formative years of their lives.
This is a safe place if you feel you don't have confidence. We're gonna help you build that.
What makes me most proud to be a part of Girl Talk is what separates it from other organizations. We're doing unique work. We serve all girls. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic, cultural, religious background you're from, that the experience of a girl is universal.
This is a place where empowerment truly starts from within, and that's a beauty that lasts for a long time.
Join.
We're back underway here in this 5th and final set. First to 15, win by 2. They were fired up and beat us back from break. Kaz Brown with a kill out of the middle for Orlando. The Valkyries are on the board first. Temi Thomas, Lara turned back by the block. Goes up on second effort. There's a whole lot of net vibration. Point goes to Orlando.
That ball just grabbing the antenna. Thomas Lara trying to go down the line, a little off balance. The Valkyries are up by 2, and that's exactly how you want to start the game.
Johnny Teeler back to serve for Orlando. Vander Wyda takes it on first contact. Thomas Ilara off the block, passed up by Murphy. On the slide, high reach, Kaz Brown. Tight play at the net. Rivera digs it out. Out of system ball now for Jill Gillen. And that sharp angle just couldn't quite pull it off. It rolls along the tape and falls, at least for Jill Gill's sake, on the wrong side of the net.
Yep, Jill Gillen going for that cut shot, which you see in indoor, you see in the beach game. It's a really smart shot, but it is a high-risk, high-reward shot.
And so that's the first point on the board for San Diego, who once again served short. This time, Gillen off the block, played up by Venegas. Missed opportunity there for Orlando. Schwann just had to dig it over, essentially. And San Diego looks to take and will take full advantage. In a 15-point set, Madison, you cannot afford to have too many of those if you're Orlando or San Diego for that matter.
Exactly. You can't afford to have too many communication errors or mental errors. You need to be up in the air expecting that set every single time. All the time, but especially in a fifth, you're right.
First 2 points to Orlando, the last 2 points to San Diego as Conrad, the towel guy who's become a folk hero here in Edition Financial Arena, does his duties and makes his way back to his seat. We're set to get back underway. What has been an airtight and incredibly fun match between the Mojo and the Valkyries once again. And San Diego has really done a lot of damage, Madison, serving it short and pulling Orlando out of system.
A lot of credit to Coach Hanif Park, who coaches this team at such an elite level. Really good strategy coming into the game, and it's been working. Very solid game plan for them.
Taiba Hanif Park, a 3-time Olympian, a 2-time silver medalist winner of gold at the Grand Prix. She's won 2 bronze medals. She's won a silver at the World Championships. She knows what high-level volleyball looks like and feels like, and she's got San Diego playing some of their best volleyball of the season now. Gillen looking for that back corner. She'll get the kill. Jill Gillen will certainly and gladly take more of that here in the 5th.
That's perfect placement. If you can hit the ball down the line at that spot every single time, you're going to score right there at the end line and right sneaked into the corner.
She goes back to serve, hunting the sideline. Look at Tom Com, off balance, setting it to the pin. This time Nutsara pulled out on first contact. Out of system ball, Vander Weide won't get the touch call. Point Orlando, challenge San Diego. San Diego celebrated. The call came in as Point Orlando, and immediately hear the challenge horn.
If Vander Weide came down from that swing, it was very confident, which we've actually seen before in this match, very confident that she got the touch.
Brianna Spain confirming what we suspected there. And really, in a tight fit set, you get 2 challenges per set, especially if your players are that confident, you've got to challenge it. And there was, in fact, a block touch. There's a reason why Lindsay Vander Weide turned to her bench immediately. And even though we're high up on the other side of the court, you have to imagine she said emphatically, challenge it, challenge it, challenge it. They did, they were right.
And that's a big point here in the 5th. Every single point matters. And what I love about the challenge system is if you challenge it and you are correct in your challenge, you get to keep the challenge. So they'll still have 2.
Also worth mentioning, that's a 2-point swing. Orlando was leading at 4-3 before the challenge. Now it's San Diego leading 4-3 after it. Roll shot by Vander Weide. On the slide, hunting the line, but missing it. Kaz Brown. Errors have been rare for number 11 in that light blue jersey, but that a tough time for one here.
Exactly, that's only her 3rd error, hitting .390.
This time out to the pin, Schwann, dug up by Thomas Elara. Vander Weide. Jill Gillen was there to dig that ball up, but that thing came in so hot, Jill Gill really had nothing she could do.
Jill Gillen read that ball well, at least the location of it, but then was just a little too shallow in that middle pack position, and Vander Weide took advantage, drilling that ball deep to the back line.
And just like that, it's 6-3 Mojo in this decisive 5th set.
Nebraska, where champions rise and dreams come alive. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. Witness the top 4 teams of Pro Volleyball Federation battle it out for eternal glory and $1 million bonus. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
Here in Orlando in the 5th set, where San Diego leads at 6-3, and Madison Orlando is hitting a negative so far in this 5th set.
That's exactly what I was going to point out to you. There's been just a few too many errors for a 5th set on the Valkyrie side.
You just don't have a whole lot of room for error in a 5th set that only goes to 15. Vander Weide has been so strong, and she continues to serve as the engine that drives the Mojo on.
And the person dishing those just perfect sets out to Vanderweide is Tom-Com. That was a back set, pin to pin, still found Vanderweide's shoulder perfectly placed, and that is very difficult to do.
53 assists to go along with 10 kills, or excuse me, 10 digs for Nutsara Tom-Com. 10 kills would be something otherworldly.
Yeah, it would.
But certainly not beyond her capabilities, it seems, the way she's been dishing out dimes all night long. Another kill for the Mojo, who have opened up a 5-point lead.
You can feel the momentum on the Mojo side. They're pushing the pace. Everything is flowing. They're in the rhythm, and they're scoring pretty efficiently.
Back set Kaz Brown. Back set Lewis, dug up by Murphy. And a free ball back to San Diego. Out of the middle, Stone. Out of system ball to Schwann, who takes it over. Orlando needs a run. Vanderweide! The angles continue to get more and more impressive. That's the sharpest one we've seen tonight, and it comes in the fifth.
If she's not the Pro Volleyball Federation Player of the Week, there's going to have to be someone who just played absolutely perfect, because she has been almost unstoppable. Her arm swing is so quick. It's been absolutely incredible to watch, and I said it at the beginning, the Valkyries have to find an answer for it, and they just haven't.
29 kills for Lindsay Vanderweide. Kaz Brown off the slide. Tom-Com sets Lewis cross court, and Lewis has another kill.
I do want to point out, in my research before this match, I'm pretty positive Thomas A. Lara held the franchise record for most kills in a match at 27.
Yes.
I'll have to check that, but there is a chance that Vanderweide just took that.
That's what I
ตอนนี้ซานดิเอโกโมโจค่ะนำอยู่เยอะเลยนะคะในเซตที่ 5 นี้ วันนี้ถ้าเกิดว่าเอาชนะได้คะแนนก็น่าจะยังไม่ขึ้นอันดับ 2 นะ ยังไม่แซงซุปเปอร์โนวานะคะยังร้องไว้ได้นุสราดีดมาหัวเสาเพื่อนถูกลูกนี้ไม่ได้ค่ะ แล้วก็ได้เจอสวนกับเพื่อนมาออกไปเองหรือเปล่ากรรมการบอกว่าตีออกไปเองค่ะสำหรับทางของวาเคลรี่ค่ะ ตอนนี้ที่แข่งกันอยู่นะคะวาเคลรี่นี่เป็นอันดับสุดท้ายของตารางนะคะมีคะแนนเฉลี่ยอยู่ที่ 0.318 คะแนนค่ะแข่งไปแล้ว22 นัดนี้เป็นที่ 23 นะคะชนะ 7 ได้ 15 ค่ะส่วนทางด้านของทีมนุสราค่ะแข่งไปแล้ว22 นัดนี้ก็เป็นนัดที่ 23 เหมือนกันค่ะเพราะว่าการแข่งขันนั้นเหลือเพียงอีกแค่นัดเดียวเท่านั้นเองค่ะ
So far, so good on my predictions. I've gotten every one of them to this point.
Yeah, you absolutely have.
I don't think I've ever been perfect on predicting what the challenge is going to be for on a night, and I might be jinxing myself. But tonight, you can tell pretty clearly what's going on and what these teams want to look at. That ball was clearly out.
นี่น่าจะเป็นการชาเลนจ์อยู่สำหรับคนที่ดูอยู่ภาพเสียงได้ยินชัดเจนไหมคะพอดีเนื่องด้วยติดงานบวชอยู่นะคะวันพรุ่งนี้ลงงานใหญ่พรุ่งนี้แห่ค่ะวันนี้ก็เตรียมของกันนะคะต้องขออภัยลูกเพจด้วยสำหรับบอลเลย์บอลก็จะมาวันที่ 14 15 16 โอ้ยาวเหยียดเลยค่ะสำหรับเนชั่นลีกนะคะใครที่จะดูทุกคู่เลยนะคะไม่เฉพาะไทยแข่งนะคะดิฉันก็จะไลฟ์สดให้ดูในกลุ่มปิดใครจะเข้ากลุ่มปิดนะคะเข้ากลุ่มดูวอลเลย์บอล100 บาทค่ะ100 บาทดูได้ตลอดทั้งปีนะคะมีหลายรายการที่จะต่อเนื่องกันเลยไม่ว่าจะเป็นโอลิมปิกไม่ว่าจะเป็นรอบนี้สำคัญมากนะคะสำหรับการคัดเลือกว่าไทยจะได้ไปโอลิมปิกหรือไม่ถามว่าเป็นมีหนทางไหมก็ถือว่าริบหรี่นะเพราะว่าวัดจากอันดับโลกแล้วนะคะวัดจากอันดับโลกแล้วแต่ก็มีหวังยังดีกว่าไม่มีเนาะ
It's just been that kind of season. Orlando's been close. They've played teams tight, and it's just been tough. And you can see the frustration for Amy Pauley. Her team has played well tonight, and this fifth set has gone sideways.
แต่ถ้าเกิดไม่หวังเราก็ไม่ผิดหวังนะคะเจอสวนกลับขึ้นมางัดไม่ทันค่ะ
take a lot to chip away at this lead, but as a Valkyrie, you just have to say to yourself, it's not impossible. Just keep chipping away, keep swinging at the level that you've
รา
been
วแคท
swinging
จะเป็น
all
คน
match
เสิร์ฟ
because
ค่ะ
they've had a really solid match.
Kaz Brown goes back to serve. Thomas Lara passes it up well.
ยกมาว้าวฟาดลูกนี้ เข้าตัวไปนิดนึงค่ะจิ้มลงไปแล้วก็กลับมาทางฝั่งของโมโจเป็นฝ่ายได้คะแนนค่ะ12-14คะแนนค่ะ
Pin up and press with their palms faced into the court, shutting it straight down.
10th 5-setter.
ใกล้เห็นชัยชนะเข้ามาแล้วค่ะเสิร์ฟมาจอร์เกอรี่เก็บไม่ได้ขึ้นบอลเร็วยังรองไว้ได้อยู่อันเดอร์กลับขึ้นมาต้องแก้จากหัวเสาวางคอร์สไปด้านหลังตีออกไปเองค่ะสำหรับโมโจซานดิเอโกโมโจนะคะโดนไล่เข้ามาค่ะ5-12คะแนนระยะห่างยังอยู่ที่7แต้มค่ะถือว่าไม่น่าจะมีปัญหานะคะเพราะว่าเก็บเสียเพียงแค่3แต้มก็จะได้ชัยชนะในนัดนี้ไปค่ะเสิร์ฟมารองไว้นุสราตอนนี้ยืนแบบยิงใส่หัวเสาเลยค่ะนุสราชัมโบโชบัมเป็นได้ลงไปเสิร์ฟค่ะวาเคียวยกหัวเสาตีโค้งรับล้นกลับขึ้นมาวาเคียวเกี่ยวไม่ได้จะล้นแหล่ไม่ล้นแหล่ขึ้นบอลเร็วยังโดนบล็อกล้นกลับขึ้นมานุสรากระโดดเซฟหลอกบอลเร็วโอ้โหขึ้นลูกนี้ตามน้ำนึกว่าปลื้มจิตนุสราค่ะเล่นที่เข้าขาตำปีมากครับ
Good set by Tom there, who's coming off of the net, but she gets her feet there.
14-5 คะแนนค่ะ
14-5 Mojo in this fifth and final set. Match point. Vanderweide serves it in.
ขึ้นบอลเร็วยังรองไว้ได้อยู่อันเดอร์ไว้ลูกนี้ต้องแก้จาก3เมตรเคาะแก้ไม่ข้ามเน็ตไปเองค่ะ6-14คะแนนค่ะแต่ก็ไม่น่าจะมีปัญหานะครับเพราะว่าคะแนนห่างกันเยอะค่ะ8แมตช์พอยต์ค่ะไปลูกนี้นุสรายกบอลย้อนหลังมาแล้วก็ขึ้นทุบลูกนี้ไม่เหลือค่ะโทมาไอสโตนนะคะขึ้นไปตีเป็นอันว่าทีมนุสราชนะไปได้อีก1ครั้งค่ะสำหรับทีมนุสราต้องคำเดี๋ยวดิฉันดูให้ก่อนนะคะว่าตารางตอนนี้เป็นยังไง
and they just won one. So now they have crept up into the third seed in the playoffs. It was an all-around performance highlighted by Vanderweide. I could not be more impressed by the Mojo and how far they've come throughout the season, peaking at the right time.
They certainly have full speed ahead for San Diego into their final match.
ตอนนี้ตารางทีมนุสรายังอยู่อันดับที่3เหมือนเดิมค่ะคะแนนเพิ่มขึ้นมานิดหน่อยนะคะ5.22 กับ 0.522 ค่ะจบไปแล้วนะคะใครที่จะเข้ากลุ่มปิดดูวอลเลย์บอลนะคะเนชั่นลีกนะคะเข้ากลุ่มปิดได้เลยค่ะทักไลน์เข้ามาค่ะทักไลน์เข้ามาเดี๋ยวดิฉันปักหมุดไลน์ไว้ให้นิดนึงมองไม่ได้ตายอยู่ในไลน์กลุ่มนะอยู่ในไลน์กลุ่มนะคะเข้าช่องกระเทยไม่ลูกอ่อนได้เลยค่ะเข้าช่องกระเทยไม่ลูกอ่อนได้เลยค่ะอยู่ในไลน์กลุ่มช่องกระเทยไม่ลูกอ่อนค่ะอยู่ใน YouTube ช่องกระเทยไม่ลูกอ่อนค่ะช่วงนี้กำลังเร่งทำลิงก์ที่จะไลฟ์สดนะคะเพราะว่ามันต้องมีลิขสิทธิ์เพราะฉะนั้นทุกคนเข้าดูในกลุ่มปิดนะทุกคนเข้าดูในกลุ่มปิดเจ้าค่ะทุกคนใครเจ้าด้วยนะคะเข้าดูในกลุ่มปิดนะใครจะสมัครดูวอลเลย์บอลค่ะ100 บาทนะคะจบแล้วนะเดี๋ยววันที่12วันมะรืนมีอีกนะสุดท้ายเดี๋ยวมาลุ้นกันค่ะวันมะรืนนะคะเดี๋ยวมาลุ้นกันขอบคุณทุกคนที่ดูอยู่นะคะขอบคุณทุกคนที่ดูอยู่จ้าบ๊ายบายค่ะทุกท่านค่ะบ๊ายบายจ้า เบอร์ทองนะใครจะซื้อเบอร์ทองมีแค่3ชุดนะคะรีบซื้อเบอร์ทองกันด่วนด้วยนะคะเพราะรอบนี้ดิฉันเปิดแค่3ชุดค่ะเพราะว่ามันติดกีฬาดิฉันกลัวดูแลไม่ทั่วถึงนะคะเปิดแค่3ชุดค่ะตูถามเข้ามาก่อนว่าตัวไหนเต็มแล้วหรือยังไม่เต็มนะคะใครจะเอาเลขอะไรค่ะขอบคุณคุณพี่กนกพรด้วยค่ะสาวใหญ่ใจสปอร์ตของเรานะคะ